reached out to you, I'd be mad. But otherwise,
Yeah, no, he loves you, and we had a grand old time.
Love. He calls
night.
everybody coach.
You're more of an Amber guy anyway.
Who?
Jason.
Me? Oh yeah, Jason's totally.
They were
Amber.
great. It was really fun. But they wanted to talk a lot about Malik Willis, and so will we. Edition. And the Brian Bulaga. Is Uncle Homer joining us? Marquette plays today, right?
Providence, Rhode Island.
A playing game, or what is that?
It's regular season Big East contest.
Those
bronze
boys,
bracket.
those boys want that season to end, I'm guessing.
6 o'clock tip on ESPN Milwaukee, or they're gearing up for a big East tournament run. You never know.
No, they're not. I'm going to tell you in advance, they're not.
the magic
And it's
of
not to
college
be rude. It's
basketball.
just the reality of where they're at.
You're never out until you're out.
No, they're out.
Of Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course everything you need on the incredible, amazing, customizable ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, and so is the Packers Hall of Famer. Is that a shirt that was among the shirts that were located recently that you'd never worn? I've never seen that one before. I like it.
I don't know.
It's a good-looking shirt.
It is a good-looking
I
shirt.
can't see anything, so I don't know.
It's Mark Tauscher.
Thanks for having me, boys. Appreciate you.
You didn't see when you got dressed?
No, I'm looking up at the screen trying to see Jason. I can't see Jason.
Okay. I'll come in there.
It would be great if you could rectify
I
that.
gotcha.
Wait, are you going in there?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
No, Ashley's got it. Don't worry. Ashley's coming in. Ashley's our hero. The hero we didn't know
Takes
we
a
needed.
village. Takes a village.
What are you doing in here back-to-back days?
I'm a team player. That's what I'm doing.
What? Well, we're happy to have you. You've got your incredible mug. Who sent that to you?
You know what?
One of our
Sarah
listeners.
said something to me as I was walking out of the house today. She, you gonna wear that shirt? And I said, yeah,
What?
why?
What?
I said,
No.
you gonna go out there? Okay. And I was gonna go vest, but it's so gorgeous out. I didn't need a vest, so I didn't go with it.
It's a nice shirt.
Yeah, no, I like it too. I'm just telling you what happened.
Wow.
So
So
you
that made
you
me
were
think, and I-
self-conscious out of the
No,
gates
no,
about the shirt, and now
not
we're
self-
making
No, I'm not
comments.
self-conscious.
No,
I'm just
I was
telling you
complimenting
what-
the shirt.
I'm just telling you what happened, boys. I'm not telling you that
Okay.
I'm self-conscious about it. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. You know that, and then we'll just move it along.
So there was some unexpected news right after our show ended, which does impact the Packers in a multiple ways, in my opinion. I talked about it with our resident Bears fan, Jim Rutledge, when I joined Jim, Matt, and Molly later in the day. But Drew Dalman, who, as Tausch pointed out, if you want to talk about what the Bears did well last year and last offseason,
Their O-line was better than our
they
O-line.
fixed their offensive
They
line.
fixed it. They've been trying to do it forever. And I heard on Unsportsmanlike this morning, and help me out with the sub for Canty today.
Kevin Clark.
Who's kind of a quirky guy. I think him and Wilde would do a great show.
We
together.
are friends.
It would be
They're
quirk
He's
on
really
quirk.
good at what he
Yeah.
does.
They could call
Yep.
it the Quirksters
Quirk
or
on
whatever.
quirk.
Yeah, it's all quirk all the time, whatever their names would be.
Always quirking.
Can I borrow that shirt if I'm on?
Anyways, yeah, you can. It'd probably be a little big for you. He said this morning.
Not
and
as big as I would like it.
I'm thinking, I don't even know what that means, and that's really
I like
weird.
I'd like to be smaller than I am.
weird.
Might actually fit.
Why would you want this? That was scrap that from the transcript. Don't put that in. Don't put that with our friend. He said that this retirement by Drew Dalman, who, by the way, I think he was Pro Bowl for sure, maybe All Pro last year. He's really good, and their interior, their O-line, they fixed it, and that's a big reason why they had the success they had. He said it is the biggest news of the NFL season thus far. And I started thinking, okay, there's a lot of rumblings. Oh, Kyler Murray. No, Arizona stunk. They're going to rebuild. They got a new coach. I understand quarterbacks sell. But this loss, like we examined last year with the favorite, or at least the team that had won the division, they lost their center, the Detroit Lions. Mm-hmm. Their offensive line wasn't as good. They didn't run the football as effectively, and they dipped. They weren't as consistent. the Chicago Bears fixed a problem, and they did a great job last year. Give Pace and everybody a ton of credit. But now their left tackle, done. He's out for the year. Remember, he blew his knee out. Their center, they don't know. They just lost a young star. Now, I'm very curious to hear more info on this. 27 years old. Very intrigued to hear about that. But you just went from having the strength of your football team to now becoming, you need to address that along with a defense that stunk. I know they turned it over, but that defense, they know they need to do it. And I don't think they have all the cap. They are in more of a Minnesota scenario, I believe, cap-wise, than other teams would be.
They were $9 million over the cap when Dalman announced his retirement.
So they'll rework some contracts. They're going to release one of their linebackers. They're going to do some things to get on. We all understand that. But when you go about this and you see this, now you have to go and address and maybe get a Biotish or use a draft pick or spend capital and energy on things you thought were your best. That will hurt you in other areas. So the whole thing, I don't think it will get the amount of attention. I'm glad Jason's quirky brother decided to do that because it is a big storyline. And I think the fact that the Bears now will have to retool their offensive line, not to the same degree, but very much more so than what we thought, that's very intriguing and I think is going to hurt them in ways that I don't know if Bears fans realize.
So what do you make of a 27-year-old Pro Bowl center who has 2 years left on his deal that he signed with the Bears, retiring at age 27 in the year 2026? Because I have said this before, I do believe that the money has gotten to a point where back in the olden times when you played, there were guys that were always wanting to eke out another year or two so they could get NFL money to help set themselves up for the rest of their lives. And now I don't think that motivates them quite to the same degree that they once did. And I don't want to assume anything about Drew Dalman, but his dad did play in the NFL for 7 years as an offensive lineman. And I'm just wondering what you're wondering about this news.
First thing that always jumps to my mind is health, where they're at health-wise. This isn't some snap decision that after the season when you're beat up. He's had over 38 days. I don't know how many more, but it's been at least 38 days plus.
Indeed.
So health is one of them. And then the other, the more cynical part of me would say he's going to see what Linderbaum and some of these other centers get, and he's basically saying, you need to pay me up to this or I'll just call it a day. Because at this point, when you play at that level, you want to be paid at the level you feel. So it's one or the other to me. It's not. I don't think it's just that he wants to go and find other things to do because he's in the prime of his career.
Right.
But there is I've made a lot of money. This is this sport, and I know nobody is going to feel sorry for guys, and I don't want you to. But I am going to tell you, in this era, it's even harder than when I played. And I'm saying that not from a physical standpoint because obviously the players now aren't doing what we're doing training camp-wise. But I am telling you the mental side of this, it's so much worse than when I played. So much worse. We would get Bob McGinn grades on Journal Sentinel online, and we'd get critiqued, and you'd get that. We didn't have the constant scrutiny of Twitter experts analyzing plays and breaking things down. And it is, I can only imagine the mental anguish that you go through as a player now is probably 10x from what we played. And that has to wear on guys. And I'm not saying that Drew played really well, so
right.
It's not like he had a bunch of people. But the mental part of this has gotten at least 10x more difficult as a player now than when we played. Physically, not even close. 100 times more us. But I don't know which is worse because the physical part, you can kind of, okay. The mental side of it doesn't leave you. And so I think that's a component to this too. So this could be a tri or quad-pronged effort, but I do think the NFL is looking at this, and now you're kind of getting squeezed on both ends as evaluators. Because players are coming into the league older than ever, and players are leaving the league younger than ever. You're getting the double squeeze with your big boys and with your, outside of quarterbacks, you're getting double squeezed, man. And Goody, for a guy that don't want to sign a 30-year-old, you're looking at draft picks that are going to be 25. So then you say, okay, we can get, and that's maybe part of his equation. He's seeing this, and that's part of why he's only signing 1.5 draft picks. Because his draft picks could go from 25 to 29, and then you're like, well, he's too old. We don't want him. So the whole concept, this was a eye-opening, but it shouldn't have been, but it is because he's a really good player on a team that won the division that the team we're covering on a pretty daily basis, I would say. It's just, I think the thing I have taken from is that now you're getting the double squeeze. And the NFL has to be concerned about a double squeeze, because if you get the double squeeze, now you're taking a bunch of old dudes. That ain't good. And by the way, you're going to add another game to the double squeeze? And you're going to travel them overseas? That's where you better be cautious. Care. Be cautious. They're going to care if the product dips, and they're going to care if the money dries. And the money, I'm not saying the money's going to dry, because it's not. But at some point, your talent pool, they were worried about youth football participation. And then they started flag football, and they got women involved. And they started doing more and more stuff, outreach, because they knew it. They're gonna watch this in the next CBA. There are going to be some things tinkered with. Don't know what, but there's going to be more punitive damage to players that don't finish up or retire early. And I always wonder this too, and then I'll let you go. Andrew Luck, when he retired, he didn't have to give his bonus back. Why should Drew Dalman? Why do they let quarterbacks not give their money back, but other players do? If guys are retiring because they're beat up I understand it's their lever, but I think it's very, very selective if you're only going to ask for non-specialists' monies back. And they're going to definitely ask for Drew Dalman's money back.
No, I don't need to go. I wanted you to do what you just did, because I think your insight is right on point.
What do you think of the double squeeze? I think that gives you a good visual. You're getting squeezed on both ends.
Again, my point in my brief response to that was basically, look, they really don't care about you guys. Like there'll be other people to take their place. Their attitude is, if these guys get squeezed, we'll just keep bringing in guys from the college game, and the quality of the game will suffer a little bit, but we don't care because people will still tune in and will still make boatloads of money.
And Jason, that was kind of my point on that's why I brought up the quarterback stuff, because it does matter there.
Right.
The other spots, it really does.
Right. Yep. I don't know. Again, I don't know Drew Dalman. He has not spoken publicly since this news broke. I did not think of the more cynical. This is a play to.
And by the way, if it is, kudos to him. If that's the road he's going down to get more money from, if you're the Bears, you're going to pay him more money to keep him.
Yeah. Now, they did not waste any time. They had Tyler Biadasz in their building shortly after this news broke. Mm-hmm. And so in some ways, this was how I was trying to set it up. In some ways, hey, good news for the Packers. An area where the Bears addressed a weakness. They gave up 68 sacks in 2024, and they gave up 24 sacks last season.
Well, and a big part of that goes to Ben Johnson.
Sure, I understand, but still, the offensive line was markedly better than it had been.
Big time. And, oh, boy, that left guard, he is a Hall of Fame on Hall of Fame guy.
Tooney.
Hall of Fame guy.
So, on the one hand, a rival gets weakened by losing a good player. On the other, there's another team now in the market for a center. And the Packers are likely in the market for a center unless they're going to get a deal that is their type of money for Sean Ryan. And
Sean Ryan for $8 million or Biadasz for $12? What are you taking?
I'm taking Biadasz.
Okay.
But again, I don't know what the Packers' finances are in terms of what they're going to spend for other players, and they've got some holes, as Amber and Ian and I discussed last night. I want to get into something else that was discussed last night, and that is Malik Willis. And I have seen this. You sent this to me. We've got Sean on Twitter, who always sends the things that pique his interest, and this piqued his interest as well. I kind of want to have Kurt Warner on the show.
Let's get him
on the show.
Yeah, book him.
I have his number.
Okay.
I don't know if he
shoot him a text. What's the worst thing that can happen? You can tell
he doesn't respond.
No, that's not the worst.
He's kind of Eisen's guy.
Is that right?
Eisen we're Eisen's lead. So yeah, it should be no problem.
we get to him right on time every single day.
Let's try 2 in a row.
You know what I noticed about
Get
Rich?
into him.
He loves going first name every time he talks to his guests. Like that would be every time he says something, he'd be like, Evan. Like if Evan Cohen is or Brian.
What are you supposed to call him?
Well, no, but every time. Like it must be. It's got to be professional. I mean, that's the way professional radio folks do it. But that would be like every time I retort to be like, Jason. Like, I don't know.
What about in your case? Because I irritate you when I call you Mark.
You can call me whatever, Jay.
Call me maybe. Call me Gina Della, and that means I'm the best in the business when it comes to windows and doors.
Our homes need to be ready for just about anything in Wisconsin year-round, and if you don't believe me, just check the last 3 weeks of weather out. It's been beautiful. It's been crummy. It's been snowy. It's been cold, and now it's balmy here in Wisconsin. And that's why Pella focuses on quality and durability in everything that they do. The right windows and doors, they vastly improve your home's comfort, efficiency, and overall style. And with Pella, you'll get expert recommendations designed around your home, your needs, and within your budget. Don't miss out on 0% financing all the way up to 2032, which is, how many years is that?
6 years.
6 years, you get no interest financing. That's free, baby. Free money. Financing costs money. Not with Pella, not with this deal. And this does end the 31st of the month. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
We'll talk about Malik Willis. We'll talk to Brian Bulaga, and Rich Bisaccia officially has a new job. We'll talk about all that as we roll on. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Ben Bruss here from ESPN Milwaukee, and I just want to officially declare I will be dominating Bowling for Babies.
Ben, it's charity bowling. You don't get a championship ring.
There are lanes, there are competitors, and there's going to be great.
Okay, but more importantly, WTMJ Cares Bowling for Babies is going to benefit the Milwaukee Diaper Mission.
So while I'm throwing strikes,
you're helping local families get essential baby supplies.
But we are also competing for 4 tickets to a Green Bay game and a VIP tailgating experience.
Sign up today at WTMJ.com/cares.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geistdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit BigFishContracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Wisconsin, let's keep this simple. If you've been patiently waiting for Yuengling to finally make its way here, thanks for hanging in there. If you believe a beer tastes even better after shoveling the driveway, mowing the lawn, or putting in an honest day's work, well, you're our kind of people. Wisconsin, it's finally here. Yuengling, oldest brewery in America, family owned and operated for 6 generations, and now officially in Wisconsin. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
We'll talk a little bit about Malik Willis a little bit later. We'll even ask Brian Bulaga about him. But the news did become official today. Welcome back to Clemson, Coach. As Rich Bisaccia goes back to school, like Rodney Dangerfield.
Jason, why is he doing this?
I am working. I don't want to say tirelessly. I've got other things going on.
You're watching TV shows and old reruns.
I'm not watching a lot of. I didn't watch.
You watched NBA basketball on a Tuesday. So
I did turn that on.
Did you see what Costas said?
Uncle
did
Charles.
Did he give us a lecture on life again, or what did he do?
I did not. I didn't watch enough of it to see Costas. The game that I turned on.
I would never cover the Masters ever. Yeah, you would. If NBC had it, you would have.
He wanted to make sure he took time to thank 2 legends of NBA on NBC coverage.
Bill Walton.
Peter Vesey?
Dick Enberg and Dick Ebersol.
What about Vesey?
He didn't think. Well,
boy, they must really hate Vesey, huh?
The part that I saw circulating online, he did not thank Pete Vesey or whatever his name is. I don't know who he is.
Dang.
He was the insider. He was the Adam Schefter of the NBA
out there for
back
the
in the day.
Veseys, huh?
I did see some of that. Uncle Charles Robinson of Yahoo Sports, is here visiting his goddaughters, and I was flipping through channels while we were catching up, and I stopped on NBC, and he's like, "What's with the graphics?"
Does he stay at your house?
He does.
He does? Where is it? Like in the basement?
We have a guest room.
Oh, look at you.
We'd love to have you
Look at
sometime.
you. Oh, wow.
You ever get invited to stay in that guest room?
Guest room and a pool, and wow. Good for you, Jason.
All right,
times
Kurt
are good
Warner
over there
is
at Channel
responding
3000.
to...
I love it.
All right, there's a few things going on here. Forget Rich Bisaccia. We'll get back to him later.
Good for him.
Good job, Rich. Nobody knows why you're doing what you're doing, but I don't think it reflects well on the Green Bay Packers. That's my takeaway since we're moving quickly.
Yeah, I don't disagree. But Kurt Warner is replying to our guy Sean, who posted that review that Kurt posted about Malik Willis, so I'm going to jump in and try and send Kurt a text.
Yeah, let's get Curty
that's our
Boy
show
on
that
here.
you're
He's an old
debating
Pack.
there.
He's an old Packer player.
He is.
Packers legend.
You can reminisce.
I think he told the story that they asked him to do reps and he told them no.
It is a true story.
As like a fifth string guy, which is absurd.
Wouldn't go in. Yeah. Hey, good thing he didn't.
I don't know. Is it?
Well, he eventually became a Hall of Famer. Maybe that decision worked out well for him.
By not participating?
Well,
would he ever tell? I'd actually be curious. I'm going to ask him this. Would he ever have his kids say, "No, I'm not ready to take reps," or "I don't want to"? I don't want to practice.
Well, let me see if I can get him on.
Because he's got a slew of kids, right?
He does. Yes, him and Brenda.
I can just imagine Max saying, "I don't really feel like taking this shift." What? Get your blank. Well, these guys are too big and strong. Get your blank out there. What are we talking about?
So, all right. So let's, in our discussion of Rich Bisaccia and the NBA on NBC throwback, let's play this out. He goes in, does really well in camp for the Packers, ends up eventually becoming Brett Favre's backup, but never gets to play. Doesn't end up in St. Louis.
That's not how that works.
You don't know that?
I do know it.
You don't, though.
If Matt Hasselbeck said, "I ain't practicing," they would have kicked him out of the
Well,
field.
he was at practice. He was there. He just said he wasn't ready to go in. Thought he was going to stink it up. We'll explore that when we theoretically get Kurt Warner on the show. Don't ask that right out of the gate.
No, that'll be my
pull this out.
11:15 at the end deal.
Okay.
Like I just wanted. Maybe he's got a great explanation for it. I'm fascinated to hear about it.
Okay, I will work on that in the commercial break. Let me get to that, and let's get to Brian Bulaga. That has been your Rich Bisaccia minute. I think you summed it up perfectly, by the way. I don't think it reflects particularly well.
And I don't think it's a bad thing. Like I'm more than happy that we have a new vision going forward, because the old vision didn't yield the results that we wanted. So that's why I don't understand why anybody was like all up in arms about it.
It's just weird. It's goofy. Okay? Can we agree it's just weird?
I think Matt LaFleur has a really hard time firing people. I do.
Okay, well, maybe someday he'll speak publicly.
Nah. Why would he do that?
Right now, you're going to speak publicly about your love of Prize Picks.
I do love Prize Picks, and I love all the specials that go on. Taco Tuesday. You got the protected plays on Friday. There's always fun stuff, and March hoops are here. And I do believe it's one of the best times of the year to be watching sports and having Prize Picks with you. Right now, download the Prize Picks app. Use that code WI, and you get $50 in lineups when you play that first $5 lineup. Again, that's code WI. And suddenly every dunk, for a second, I was reading this, and I thought it said for every drunk. I wanted to pull that back. I was like, what script is this? Suddenly every dunk, three-pointer, and big performance matters even more. Prize Picks is simple, more or less, on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If your picks are right, you cash in. You build those lineups across basketball, hockey, everything that is going on. And flexibility, oh yeah, flex play. You get paid if one pick misses. You want a bigger payout? Go power play. Early payouts if your player gets hot. It gets off to an early hot start. Download the Prize Picks app today and use that code WI, and you'll get $50 in lineups after you play that first $5 lineup. Again, code WI for $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good
to be right. Joining us next on the Yingling Hotline.
Must be combining a bunch of stuff to think. I was like, what? Jesse's messing with me. Is he Ron Burgundy me here? And he did not.
Enjoy Yingling responsibly, please, so you don't end up in a different read and you're drunk. Joining us next, it is our famous friend, even though he doesn't have the music for it anymore. Jesse, have you worked on your version?
Oh, just you wait.
Ooh, that's a tease. Brian Bulaga joins us next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
March into big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Refresh your home this season with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, beautiful new siding, or a stunning bath remodel and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during their March savings event. But this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Look, it's Jake from our store in Kenosha.
Hi, Monica. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rick. Your email said you had a big surprise. Look and tell me what you see.
Wow, I see 9 perfect examples of the classic diamond solitaire engagement ring.
They're gorgeous.
These rings are exactly what people imagine when they hear the words engagement ring.
Monica, do you think it will always be like that?
Evermore.
That long?
And each of these is 3/4 of a carat.
$998.
Unbelievable. So how much do we sell them for?
That is how much we sell them for. Can we do that?
We're the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America, Rick. We can do anything we want.
But for how long?
Evermore.
People can choose any of the 9 most popular style solitaires, 3/4 of a carat, and each of them was created in the heart of a miniature star.
5 different diamond shapes, 2 colors of gold. Evermore, just $998.
Or $14.98 with 1 carat diamond center with diamonds on the side.
Learn more at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Come grow with us at Glenroy. For more than 6 decades, our family-owned company has built its reputation on quality, reliability, and providing strong career opportunities in our community. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Here, you'll find competitive wages, a clean, modern workspace, fully vested 401k, yearly bonus award, and the chance to build a manufacturing career with purpose. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $150,000 in taxes, because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a plan, clarity, and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait. Call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
Imagine working with a contractor that quits halfway through a project or never calls you back when you have questions, or worse, takes your money and you never see them again. Unfortunately, we hear about them all the time. Hi, this is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and Siding Unlimited is absolutely not that company. Siding Unlimited has been doing business for 32 years, proving to be an honest, ethical, and forthright company. If you're looking for the honest guys for your next siding, windows, roofing, and doors project, stop by sidingunlimited.com today.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Well, it's Wednesday morning and the show's going strong. Wilde's at the scene and Tausch is rolling along. They're talking old line wisdom, block by block. Then here comes Bulaga, time for tackle talk. I've got a famous friend, he's Brian Bulaga.
God. Wait a minute, is this AI? Is this some off-key singing of friends of yours? What is this?
This is not AI. This is AJ in Sheboygan, part of the 565 Analytics Collective, providing this masterpiece for us.
Well, it ain't the same, but it's pretty damn good.
Still pancaking cakes.
Joining us now, he is our famous friend. This is amazing.
I love this.
Look at Brian's face.
Absolutely love this.
Joining us now, our famous friend, Brian Bulaga, with his brand new walk-up music, tailored just for him. Good morning, Brian. How are you?
Feeling super inspired after hearing this new walk-up music.
Did you try running this on AI before you sent it over to AJ or not?
No.
This might be better than AI, which
well
to be more and more
How
tricky.
confident are we that it won't violate the rules of engagement for royalty-free music?
As we've said with a bunch of other things we've played recently, we're gonna find out.
Is when Weird Al does stuff, is his stuff royalty-free because he's stealing stuff and he just puts different lyrics in it?
I don't know.
I enjoy Weird Al's work. I'm gonna.
He hasn't
handle...
done a lot lately, right? Is he doing all right? I don't know where.
He
think
played
so.
Bree Stevens last year.
Weird
at
Al
one point.
did?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I showed up for, I think we had a volleyball game that I was doing the studio anchoring for, and there were a bunch of...
And then took the day off the next
There
day.
were a bunch of guys around the same age getting out of their cars wearing Hawaiian shirts, and I'm like, what show is there a bunch of guys around 50 years old getting out of their cars in Hawaiian shirts going to see it? It turned out it was Weird Al at Bree Stevens Field.
So does he do like a pig roast when you're over there?
All right, so let me... You know who's a huge Weird Al Yankovic fan?
Kurt Warner.
No, but I did text him as per your request. We'll see how that goes. Kevin Seifert, who covers the Vikings. So I will ask Kevin. I'm doing a lot of correspondence during the show, and I'd really like to get to Brian.
Because you're too busy watching NBA basketball on.
I did not watch it for very long.
Brian,
but the
I'm gonna
nice.
jump in here because we had an interesting debate yesterday. And
Thanks for
you were
jumping in.
You were part of it. Well, I'm trying to save you. It's just
save me.
Yes. So, Blue, is Ted Thompson criminally underrated for his talent acquisition? Because we did a fun little game yesterday where we took the top 10 draft picks. We didn't. Ike and Mamie did on Twitter, and put the top 10 of Ted's. And now, granted, 2 more years, and obviously your career, Aaron, all these careers have kind of played out for the most part outside of Devontae. And then all of Goody's. And it was a rout of 10-0. We matched it up. And then we started looking. You're not even on the list. You're not even in the top 10. And you would be, I don't know anybody on that list on the Gutekunst side that's beating you as far as draft pick. And everybody was kind of looking at that as an indictment of Goody. And I'm looking at it more like, this is a salvo that we totally underappreciated, the talent that Ted Thompson had for this organization. What say you?
Yeah, I mean, you look at that list, that's a pretty ridiculous list of players that were drafted, and a lot of them in later rounds. Like, a lot of those guys in later rounds that you're finding that end up being Pro Bowl type
borderline
players.
Hall of Fame guys, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, to me, yeah, I think he was criminally underrated in my opinion. I thought he was a really good GM. He wasn't going to be the guy that went out and did the 2 first-round pick swaps for another player. That was never going to be his MO. But you look at who he drafted, and those guys all hung around for how long? You're talking 10 years, 8 years, 2 contracts. Like, they all hung around for a long time in Green Bay because they were really good players. And to me, I think that shows the type of GM that he is if when you draft players and they end up being that good, you don't have to go out and give up so many picks to go acquire someone else's talent. You've already brought it in, and developed it, and it ends up being really good. Like, that's like, you look at the Clay Matthews pick, right? Like, that was a late round pick. He got a late first round pick that he jumped back into the first round to acquire. Guy ends up being, one of the best pass rushers ever for the Green Bay Packers. Like, you don't have to go spend 2 first rounds to go get him when you draft him and you scouted it, and he ends up being a fantastic player. So there's a lot of cases of that in Ted's drafting.
I feel like everybody was so critical of Ted because he didn't do anything outside of the draft. But then when you look at what he did outside the draft, they're home runs. Peppers, Pickett, Woodson. And now we have a GM that is much more aggressive, and especially in comparison to Ted. But I do wonder, with the way things are going, and I'm going to ask you about Dalman, the Bears center, retiring, I think guys are more apt to, when they come up with a team, play longer if they stay in that same organization. There's more buy-in than if you end up, and you would be a great guy to ask this because you went to San Diego/LA. Did you feel, you obviously got paid and you were going to be a teammate, but did you feel the same feels that you did when you played in Green Bay? As far as, not loyalty, but buy-in?
Yeah. Well, like, it's just it's a restart, right? Like, it's a complete restart. And unfortunately for me, I go there with Anthony Lynn and he gets fired in the first year. And it's like, okay. So, like, I go sign out for a team, like, Anthony Lynn. I spoke to him on the phone prior to so, like, you're buying into a culture that you think you're going to. Campy was there, so, like, you're thinking, okay, this is what I'm signing up for, and then fired first year, and you're like, okay, like, so here we go. Like, this is definitely not what I'm expecting this
Brian,
to be.
I would think it just becomes so much more business and transactional than family. And listen, man, I'm not going to sit here and try to paint this picture that this is one big happy family when you're in a football team. Money still matters a ton and all of that. Yeah. But it just, and I only spent my career in Green Bay, so I can't speak on this, and I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it does feel like if you're there and you're building and growing and then they support you by giving you a new contract, which you did get in Green Bay, you're all in. When you go and you take money and you're going to a new place, I don't think you ever really wanted to live in California. I might not be speaking out of turn. I don't think that's where you wanted to be. But you went there because because that's where you needed to go. Are you going to be as bought in if you stayed with the same team? And I just don't think the answer is going to be yes to hardly any player when you ask that question.
Yeah, because I think players, just like teams want it, right? Teams always want it, but teams want it financially from players. Players want loyalty too, right? Like, guys want loyalty, and, like, there's no better sign of it than when a team wants to continue to retain you as a player and keep you part of the organization when they've drafted you, developed you, paid you once or twice, whatever it may be. Players buy into that loyalty, right? They feel like they're a part of something there, like, especially if the franchise is a good franchise like the Packers and there's a lot of winning happening and there's a lot of success. Players appreciate that, right? And they feel like they were part of building what's happening there, and they're retained to continue to build on what's happening there. And business is business, and things, teams make decisions and players move on, and that is the way it is. But I can speak on it because I did sign a second deal with Green Bay. Like, you feel a big sense of loyalty to that franchise when they draft you and give you another deal, and then you're back there. And I was fortunate to have 10 years in Green Bay, and, like, you feel very loyal to that franchise and to the people there, that they've given you that opportunity. And when you do up and move, it's not going to be the same. Like, you can try to go all in for that franchise and things like that. And obviously my situation was really weird with the COVID year. Like, it just was a very odd time to up and move, and then obviously move across the country. And you're right. I mean, California wouldn't have been my first pick. I would have loved to have
I would
stayed
guess
in Green
it's like
Bay.
48th or 49th on your list if you're doing a power rankings of places you want to move to. Is that fair?
I mean, yeah, I think that's probably fair. I would have loved to stay.
Visit is fun. Go visit use the beaches and all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe Pebble Beach, things like that. That would have been nice. But I would have much preferred to stay in Green Bay. I mean, that's where I wanted to stay. It just didn't work that way. So I'm buying what you're selling there.
Okay,
I'm definitely buying what you're selling there.
Yeah, and that leads me to this Dalman retirement, which is a big blow to Chicago. But yeah. I just wonder, you go from – I think he was in Atlanta before he came to Chicago. He signs the deal. The part of me is wondering health-wise what this is and why he decided to retire when he did. And then the cynical side of me says, well, maybe he's going to want more money because he's 27. That's where it just gets – because when – you don't feel the loyalty and you feel like it's all transactional, then when it only becomes about the money, you're more apt to make decisions. So I don't know what his decision-making process is. I just kind of what do you think? How do you see this whole thing playing out? Because as Jason mentioned earlier, they're going to we were looking for a center. Now Biadasz is down there taking a look at Chicago. So it's all one big domino. And it was a shock to most of us that Dalman decided to retire at 27 years old.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Lions situation a couple years ago when Ragnow retired. Look how that affected them and that offense. It was massive. They were never the same offensive line. They weren't last year. And again, I don't know this guy's injuries. I don't know what happened to him throughout the year. 27 is, I get that in Green Bay years, that's starting to get old. But to me, that's still a young guy in the NFL, right? Like, especially at the center position, there's not as much wear and tear on your body in that as a center at 27. Obviously, guys can get hurt and get rolled into it and things like that happen. But when I read that last night, I was absolutely shocked by it. I couldn't believe it because he obviously had a Pro Bowl year. What was it, a 3-year, $42 million deal? That's
correct.
Not chump change.
Yep.
So maybe he wanted more money, maybe not. But at the same time, to spend 1 year, hit a Pro Bowl in that first year, and then say, all right, I'm out of here.
Flip the whole system and be a big part of why they got better. There's a lot of questions here.
Yeah, and again, I don't know what he dealt with throughout the season. He played all 17 games to my knowledge, right?
Yep, he did.
I'm pretty sure that's what I read. So,
yep.
To my knowledge, he was healthy enough that he didn't have any bad injuries, but we don't know that for sure. But there is something to it with what you're saying. Like, you look at that list that Ted drafted and guys that stuck around for 8 years, 10 years, 7 years, 9. Like, there's something to be said about that. When you draft guys and they're good and they pan out and you keep them, guys stay and they continue to play longer. They're comfortable with the system. They're comfortable with the environment. They're comfortable with the training staff that if they do get hurt, they're going to be okay. Like, the training staff's going to be able to help them along and keep them playing longer and things like that. Like, there's a lot that goes into it. And this situation for Chicago, it's going to mess up the center market because obviously Green Bay's in the center market, right? Like, it's going to impact that. But that's a big blow to their offensive line, man.
And their left tackle that they played most of last year, he ripped up his patella, so he's probably going to be done for the year. So they got to go and spend resources to get that position, a position of strength, which was, I think, a big reason, along with Ben Johnson, why they flipped it. Is now a major area of concern.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They got to go spend resources now to get that thing right. And you thought were going to spend a lot of resources on the defensive line. Like, that was going to be if I'm looking at the Bears offseason, what they were going to go spend capital on was
pass rush.
Was deep. Yeah, pass rush and maybe interior too.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're looking at it. You're down a left tackle. You're down a center. You love the inside zone run game with your two backs. Center is kind of a big deal to that. And you saw how it impacted Detroit. Ben Johnson's offense when their center retired and he was done. Don't think it's going to be much different. Don't think like, oh, well, that's just a center. That's a coincidence. No, it's not a coincidence. In that scheme, that with how their running game and how much they rely on inside zone and communication and things like that, the center's a huge part of that. So you remove a Pro Bowl piece out of there, it's tough to replace. And if you want to replace it, it's going to cost you a lot of money, period.
That's a shame. Talking with Brian Bulaga on the Yuengling hotline. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America and now officially in Wisconsin. Family owned and operated for 6 generations. DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. All right, I want to ask you on the other side of the Ted Thompson-Goody equation, because you made a really astute point about when draft picks don't work out. And if you look at a lot of the free agent signings that Goody has done, that he gets credit for being more aggressive, it's oftentimes because he was also wrong with a draft pick that causes him to need to be aggressive.
Oh, interesting.
So we will get into that. Plus, I want to get your thoughts on Malik Willis, because who knows if Kurt Warner is going to respond to my text message. So we'll settle for a future Packers Hall of Fame right tackle. I am curious before we go to break. So let's say you have all 31 other teams in free agency who want you in 2020. If you would have chosen another team to play for, give this some thought, and you can give your answer when we return. Who would you have picked? No offense to the Chargers and the way things worked out. Plus, you got to hang out with your buddy Corey Linsley.
I can promise you I will be able to narrow Bulaga's down to 5 or 6 teams. I can promise you.
Well, all right. So Tausch is going to narrow it down.
I can name that list in 5 teams.
Exactly.
Ooh, name that city?
But can he do it in one call? That's all. Like David Gruber and Gruber Law Offices do. 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. Go to the website, gruber-law.com, to find out more about the great attorneys they have on their team, their history, how many times they win, and all the great things about Gruber Law Offices, including all the things they do in our communities. Gruber Law Offices, one call. That's all. More with Brian Bulaga and his call on the Yuengling hotline next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All day, every day, the Cardless talk and text line is open for you.
We're not trying to get from A to B. We're trying to get from A to SB, as in the Super Bowl.
800-990-3776. The Cardless talk and text line. This is more. Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee.
Mark Tosher here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Wisconsin weather doesn't wait, and neither should you. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we make upgrading your home simple. Right now, order today and get 0% interest until 2032. You heard me right. 0% interest all the way until 2032. Upgrade your windows and doors now and pay over time without paying interest. With our 10-year limited warranty, you can feel confident in your investment. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. 3/31/2026.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point.
with Chris Canty.
The Las Vegas Raiders trading down to number 2 and giving the New York Jets the number 1 pick. These two organizations are both rebuilding, but they're in different places. Clint Kubiak just got the job. He's going to have an extended runway to get this thing built out in Vegas. Aaron Glenn, if things go off the rails in the first 2 months of the season, might not be around by Thanksgiving. So they've got to find a quarterback. And guess what? Good for the Jets that they've got a ton of draft capital. Today, they have 6 tradable first-round draft picks. On draft day, they would have 7. New York Jets make the Las Vegas Raiders an offer that they can't refuse. Now, to be clear, there is more risk associated with this move for the Jets than there is for the Raiders, but I absolutely think it's a risk worth taking when you consider the character of Fernando Mendoza. The Jets have to buy their way out of quarterback hell, and this would be the time to do it.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
The Greater Milwaukee Golf Show, presented by Old Fashioned Golf, is back at the Mosh Performance Center in Franklin, March 13th through the 15th. The show has been reimagined with a simple goal: turn it into Wisconsin's ultimate golf party. That's why Vibes Golf Club, a group of golf-loving former Badger football players, including Melvin Gordon, will be at the show all 3 days. Plus, Bridgestone will be doing some ball fittings, and Carl's Place will be powering Simulator Alley. To learn more, log on to GreaterMilwaukeeGolfShow.com.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
To pay AJ royalties once per segment with Brian Bulaga, who continues on the Yuengling Hotline, the oldest brewery in America, and now officially in Wisconsin. DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. All right, Brian, we're going to give Tausch a chance to narrow down where he thinks you would have picked when the Packers said, "Thank you for your service, but we don't want you anymore," which is basically what they said, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm not trying to bring up bad memories. I'm just trying to be accurate.
Bruce Irvin.
All right.
What else are you going to bring up to Blue?
I didn't.
Kyrie
I don't know who
Irving.
that is. I'm not really familiar with his work. All right, Tausch.
Okay.
Who are the teams that you believe Brian Bulaga would have considered in free agency had he had the world be his oyster?
And there is a theme to the teams that I'm picking for Brian.
They're all
birds.
fish.
Seattle Seahawks, Tennessee Titans, Houston Texans, Dallas Cowboys, Jacksonville Jaguars, Miami Dolphins, and who's the other? And Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Those would be my top.
You just got you named like literally a quarter of the league.
No, I told you my top 5. I think I went 6, but I have a theme of why I think Brian would pick one of those 6 teams.
Seattle.
I think I counted 8.
I was just going to say
Seattle,
8.
Houston, Dallas, Tennessee.
Yeah.
The Dolphins, Buccaneers, and
Jags.
That's 7. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll give you 7.
Those are the 7 teams that I think Brian would have signed with. Had he had money was all, they were going to pay similar amounts of money. Those are the 7 teams I think Brian would have looked at. Brian?
Very, very astute, and I see your theme.
I think you understand my theme. Yes.
Yeah.
What if the Bears had moved to Iowa? Would you have considered them then?
How then? That's a good question.
I don't think so.
Jason, do you know why I picked those? Because Brian, I know
they're warm weather places.
Bunch of teams
Seattle's not warm weather.
Bunch of teams that haven't been close to winning Super Bowls except Seattle.
Nope.
What about Tampa that year?
Yeah, Tampa just won a championship. Yeah, what are you talking about?
Brady.
Jacksonville was on the doorstep a couple years ago. Houston's in the playoffs every year.
Tampa won the Super Bowl.
Seattle just won the championship.
I said except Seattle.
There's only 7.
Tampa won the Super Bowl the year after Brian left, and maybe if he'd have stuck around with the Packers,
Brian,
they'd have won.
I think this illustrates how players think compared to Jesse. I'm going to leave Jason out of this.
Yeah,
can you explain to them why I would pick those cities for you?
Well, while they're all lovely cities,
yes, they are.
And
a lot of them are.
They all have their benefits. Their main benefit is that there is no state income tax in any
Come
of
on,
those.
boys. What's the matter with you two? You guys don't. Come on now.
In any of those states. So you would be making more money than where you would in another state. And that is a big reason why players choose teams that they go to, is based on state income taxes.
Oh, yeah.
They definitely
NBA
look at
guys definitely look at that in a big way.
Yes.
You know that.
Yes.
Take all that out. Blue, take all that out of the equation, because that's how guys do look at it from that perspective. Just from a football standpoint, where would you pick outside of Green Bay?
Yeah, I was actually, when it was going through, I was actually really hoping for Tampa, because it is 45 minutes away from my house.
That was going to be my guess, by the way.
Yeah. The stadium's an hour away from where I live. So, that would have been really nice.
But not close enough for you to go see Iowa in the bowl game they were playing in this year.
It was
weren't
cold.
enough seats available. There weren't enough seats available. The thing was sold out.
It was cold. Jesse, I've already told you this, and I got to watch them beat up on a great SEC team from home in the warmth. So I was good. You didn't have to worry about me.
Yeah, Jesse.
You got to watch it too.
Yeah,
you got
Jesse.
to watch it too, because you had nothing else to watch, right?
Ooh, burn.
Your team wasn't
it's
on.
True.
It's very.
Bradley did not get a bid.
Gonna be arguing that point.
Bradley didn't get a bid this year. That's unfortunate. They didn't get 6 wins.
If you don't play, you can't lose.
They burned you there.
But you know what? I would have also a place that obviously this goes against the state income tax rule, but I think a place that I would have liked, because I really, which their head coaching move confused me. This obviously would have been Buffalo.
I'm with you. That's
Josh
exactly what I would have said. Buffalo just feels right.
Because it's very Green Bay-ish.
Mm-hmm.
It's very. I mean, every time we played in Buffalo, it feels like you're going to Green Bay.
Yep.
That's what it feels like. So those two teams were the ones that I was hoping for. Obviously, Tampa, they did a pretty good job, and they drafted Tristan Wirfs that played right tackle for the few seasons.
Yeah, he had a pretty good. He's having a pretty good little run over there.
Yeah, so they did good, and then obviously Buffalo, I think they might have drafted Spencer Brown, who's still there that year or the year prior. I'm not sure. He's still playing right tackle for them. So it is what it is. But those would have been the two spots that when I was going through it early on, I was like, man, I really hope one of these two gives a call to old Tommy Condon. We can get something
the big
done.
booster. Yep.
First of all, kudos to Aaron and Chris in the YouTube comments, and I'm sorry if there's anybody else who got this, but they were on top of the no state income tax theme, so good work by them. All right, Brian, you used the word astute about Tausch, and I used it about you because you made the point about the Brian Gutekunst trading 2 first-round picks and Kenny Clark to get Micah Parsons, whereas Ted picked Clay Matthews, who had multiple double-digit sack seasons, whereas Rashawn Gary has not had any. Rashawn Gary was the 12th overall pick in 2019. Micah Parsons was the 12th overall pick in 2021. If you look at the moves Goody has made that give him this aura of aggressiveness, they come from drafts I don't want to say failures, and I don't want this to be, Wilde's killing Goody, because he is a good GM. I have never said that he sucks, that he's a bad GM. But your misses have consequences, right? If they decided, even though he started like 50 games for them, they decided that Josh Myers wasn't good enough, right? So they don't bring him back, even at a very low price tag, as it turned out with the Jets. What does that mean? They go spend a very large amount of money on Aaron Banks, who we think is going to be back this year, but he is not cheap. He also turns 29 on September 3rd. Okay? Xavier McKinney has been a great signing. But what precipitated that signing? Being wrong on Darnell Savage as a first-round pick in 2019. We just talked about Rashawn Gary versus Micah Parsons. Josh Jacobs, that signing. It's not really because of Aaron Jones. What it's really because of is A.J. Dillon didn't elevate to become their next starting running back when they were ready to move on from Aaron Jones.
Good point.
And so I think, and this is why I give Tausch a little bit of a hard time, because he was a hardline Goody stan. And to his credit, he has adjusted his view of Goody. Again, I don't think he sucks. I don't think he's a bad GM. But I do think he has ridden the momentum of he got Jordan Love right, and now the momentum of he traded for Micah Parsons, and it prevents us from maybe taking a little bit deeper dive into, and look, every GM has misses, I get that, but he also, he keeps talking about this retention thing, about 1.5 players per draft, and what I think that does is that puts a hell of a lot of pressure on you not to be wrong in the draft. And he's about to let 5 guys potentially walk from his 2022 draft class who played. Those guys have started over 200 games combined for this team, and they may all go out the door. So when you look at his body of work, but more importantly, how this team moves forward, do you see a very important offseason for Brian Gutekunst? Because I do.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a massive offseason for him, not only from drafting. Obviously, and you're down picks because of the trade. You're down picks. Not only from drafting, but how you're going to roster build with things like you said, with that many guys from a draft class leaving, holes up and down an offensive line, holes in the secondary. How are you going to fill this roster out? And I get at the Combine, he said, I think this is a Super Bowl roster, but I think there's a lot of questions right now to that. I think there's a lot of questions that need answered, and we're not going to get those answers, obviously, until we get into training camp and we get going. But this is a massive offseason, and, you know, there are consequences for missing on picks, like you've said. Like, you have to go get someone, and that always costs more money. It always costs more money to have to go into the free agent pool and get guys, where when you draft and develop them and you get the deals done and they get done a little bit earlier, you're most likely going to save some cash, right? You're going to save cash. You'll be able to, you have good rapport with the player, not all the time, right? I'm not going to say every player, but most of the time when you draft and develop guys and you re-sign them, they're willing to work on structure of the contract and how the money can get spread so that things can happen for the team. And, you know, just it's cheaper in the long run, right? When you draft, develop, retain, then draft doesn't work, go out and buy and replace those players. And again, I go back to that list you initially showed. All those guys draft, develop, retain. You don't have to go into the market to buy running backs, or you don't have to go buy receivers, which is a very expensive position to buy, or DBs, or, I mean, they got Charles, obviously, but like that was one of his aggressive.
And nobody else wanted Charles other than Tampa, too. That's also part of it. But you know the guys, and that's where when Jason said that 1.5, I was thinking that's, okay, maybe that number is accurate, but that's not how you should want it, because to me, you always, there is always that buzz in the locker room, and you've seen this, Brian, because you had a lot of guys get second contracts. A lot of joy for guys. It brings a lot to the locker room because they see, okay, they're taking care of old boy who's worked through and he's fought through some stuff and he has been rewarded. If I do that, I'll be rewarded. And I'm not sure this group feels that way. And Brian can do what he wants. Goody can do whatever he wants as far as how he wants to build rosters, but it's definitely more cost effective to sign a Zach Tom 2 years before he gets to the market, or Elton Jenkins before he gets to market, because the market ain't going down. Cap went up to over $300 million.
Right.
And instead of that, and then what really hurts is when you go pay a Linderbaum or somebody $25 million or whatever it's going to cost. Then the guys that have signed those contracts are going to look at them and be like, ugh.
Like the Aaron Banks effect on Elton Jenkins.
Exactly.
And by the way, I wanted Brian to stay, obviously, and I'm glad that we have this every week now. But Brian Bulaga would have been signing a third contract. Goody's policy on third contracts, even though I want the Jordy Nelsons, and I was sad when they cut Charles Woodson in 2012 or whatever it was, I can understand that, even for someone like Brian.
Yes, but Jason, I'll say this. The third contract is a whole different animal than the second. We're not even doing seconds now.
Right.
Third contracts with guys 30-plus, and you could look at Brian and City and TJ and Mike. There's a lot of guys that have went other places, and I understand why you want to start skewing younger. I get that, and if I'm a GM, if it's not a lock stocker, I'm with Brian. I'm with Goody on that, but I'm not. This whole concept of being 25 to 29, that's when you should be he should be happier in the clan. Brian Bulaga turned out the way he did, and he got him for that second contract, and he paid him. I did good, you did good. Everybody does good. That's a win.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it shows that who you drafted, it panned out. It was really good. Those decisions should be really easy, right? If there's guys that are good.
Celebrate.
Yes. If those guys are in your locker room that you drafted that are due up for second deals that deserve them, those should be the biggest no-brainers ever. Like, that should just be like, yep, this one's getting done.
And Brian, that's why I feel for Sheeto a little bit. And I understand what they're doing. I get it. But Sheeto is a seventh-round pick that worked his tail off, played a ton of snaps, and he basically knew all season he wasn't going to be back. So I'm not saying that he didn't play hard, because I think he played his tail off. I think he did everything. But there's something to be said, and you said this, you want to feel that back. And when someone tells you, go get money from somebody else, that's not really feeling it back.
No, and the thing is, like you said, he knew it from the jump. Right? I mean, there wasn't going to be any secret about it. I mean, there was going to be no way that they could retain him unless he played at some
ridiculous level,
all pro level that you just hadn't seen. But like for where his journey has taken him, I mean, he's playing the way that I think everyone kind of expects him to play, and someone's going to reward him this offseason for it, right? He's going to be a starting left tackle in the NFL somewhere, and he's going to get paid good money to do it.
Yep.
But you hit it by saying, like, guys see other guys get rewarded in the locker room that have been drafted, and it brings a good energy there.
Great energy.
Because then guys are like, well, I'm going into my contract year. I know if I perform and I do what I need to do, I'm going to get taken care of pretty soon too.
Yep.
Like in one way or another. And that's what, like, we could talk about wanting to play for the team and fans, but the driving factor for guys, and we can debate this all we want. Guys
no state income tax.
Oh, no, wait, sorry. No, that's not it. Guys play for their contracts. That's what the NFL is. Like, guys play for their contracts. So when they see other guys getting rewarded, that is then the next biggest motivator. Yes, I want to do everything to help my team win. I want to play well. I want this. But, like, I'm playing for that. I'm playing for an extension. Like, that's what I'm doing. So, like, guys see other guys get rewarded, that motivation level goes up even higher for those guys that are going into contract years or with 2 years left on their deal, whatever it may be. And that's a great thing for a locker room. You want guys motivated by multiple things, whether it's money, whether it's team success, personal, whatever it may be, as long as when they step on the field, the main thing's the main thing, right? Like, we're trying to win a football game here. But you want guys motivated by factors like that because that's what makes them play their best at the end of the day. Like, they play for their family, they play for contracts, and they play for their teammates. Like, that's really what this comes down to, right? And if the contract factor is there, they're playing. And they're going balls to the wall for you. Like, that's just what it is. So, to me, not giving out second deals for guys that have earned them is interesting. And we'll see, because that costs you down the line. It just does.
Indeed.
Brian, as much as I would like to keep you even longer, we'll let you go.
Okay.
And I'm being told that you and Homer have special plans for tomorrow's program, so I won't get to talk to you there. So I'm just going to call you later today and just talk to you some more. Is that okay? Do you have time in your schedule?
I'm sure I'll play that music again. God,
Thanks, Brian. We appreciate you, buddy.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
That is the great Brian Bulaga. We are always smarter when we get to talk to him. And we are certainly enjoying the, what is this called? A parody?
Yeah, it's a parody. Yeah.
Also, some breaking news from Kevin Seifert, who saw Weird Al at Treasure Island, which I'm assuming that's the Vegas hotel, and informs us that Weird Al is playing the Minnesota State Fair this year. So if you guys all want to load up in the family truckster, we'll all head up and go see Weird Al.
Yeah, only if Green Bay is playing the most meaningless regular season game in the history of their franchise, I'll go.
If Clayton Tune will be there,
They're literally. I am going to put a charge out to folks. Where was there a more meaningless game ever played in the Packers' regular season history? Jason Wilde covered it. That's pretty impressive.
I booked it a month earlier than that, though. We didn't know it was going to be that meaningless. You know what's not meaningless? Your trips to Hard Rock Casino Rockford, and I believe we are making another trip there in about a month.
We are a premier entertainment destination just off I-90 in Rockford, Illinois. Hard Rock Casino Rockford offers the most generous and most frequent promotions of any casino in the Midwest. And is today Wednesday?
It is.
It's for the classic rockers at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Guests. And Jason, you're here, 55 and older.
I am.
Are you not 55?
I'm not.
You're older or are you younger? 55. They're better, and they're invited to the Hard Rock Cafe every Wednesday. And take a listen. Who doesn't love this? 50% off meals of $40 or less. That offer can be directly redeemed at Hard Rock Cafe by printing a voucher at the kiosk and presenting a valid ID. So, Jason, you're going to get your 50% off that salad or whatever you're going to order down there. A Unity by Hard Rock rewards card, not valid for to-go orders. So you have to stay. And I think we should make sure we're down there on one of those as a Wednesday. It's for fun. Play, dine, shop, and enjoy live shows and that wonderful sports book that I'm sure Jell and I will take a look at some Brewers things to look at. Hard Rock Casino Rockford, a premier entertainment destination.
We'll wait on the official announcement, but I do believe our first day there is, in fact, a Wednesday.
I'm looking at the calendar, and it does appear to be exactly that. So
I can't wait. Now, can Jason order all of it, and we get 50% off on all of it?
If he's covering the whole bill.
I don't know if we get 3 meals. Is that going to be under 40? I don't know. With the UU Noodle Bar, I'm all excited. Now you got me all fired up. And again, it's just an hour outside of Madison, just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois.
10 o'clock hour starts with these old people in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise. Treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
Well, March hoops are here, and it is one of the best times of the year to be watching sports. And right now, download the Prize Picks app. Use code WI. You get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Again, code WI, and suddenly every dunk, every three, every big performance matters even more. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If your picks are right, you cash in. You can build lineups across basketball, hockey, baseball, college hoops, whatever you're watching. I like the flexibility, too. With Flex Play, you can still get paid even if one pick misses. Want a bigger payout? Go Power Play. And with early payouts, if your player gets off to a hot start, you can cash out before the game ends. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch begins now. So I don't want to say I'm locked in an argument here because I went to the tried and true agree to disagree with Jim in the YouTube comments.
Milwaukee or Madison?
Milwaukee. Okay. Jim says, I like Ted, but come on. A.J. Hawk, Justin Harrell, Derek Sherrod, Nick Perry, Dayton Jones, Demarius Randall, Kevin King. He is not better than Goody.
Yeah, I disagree.
Yeah,
At this point, I disagree.
If you want to argue that there's, if there's a smaller gap than maybe we're arguing, that's fine. But I don't think he's better than Goody. Or I don't think Goody's better than him.
There you go.
I just don't see that. And again, he does have 5 more drafts, and so we will see how long Brian Gutekunst is the GM and if they win a Super Bowl during his tenure. But I think this is part of the Ted Thompson never gets as much credit as he deserves. And if they don't screw up that 2014 NFC Championship game in Seattle, we're not even having this conversation.
No, I agree. Yeah, I think the question that comes from this is Brian Gutekunst too tough on his 4th and 5th year players that he doesn't give extensions? And, you look back at the Runyons and some – because John Runyon at $10 million or Aaron Banks at whatever they're paying him?
Yeah, his cap number's almost $25 million.
Because that's if you sign John Runyon, who was, he wasn't going to be a world beater.
I think he was 3 years, $30 million.
Yeah, 10 a year. Yeah, and it's probably double what you're giving Aaron Banks. And I guess the question is, you can have your philosophy. And when Brian was talking about the 3rd contract, and I think Goody gets that right.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Paying guys in their 30s is a total crapshoot and usually comes up snake eyes. So it's not a game you want to play a ton of. But there's a lot of value in your draft picks developing and becoming really good players. And it's not as if you said this, 200 starts. It's not as if these guys are busts.
No.
So nobody is going to say that you should have signed Justin Harrell or, the lineman is Spriggs, guy that got hurt. We all understand you're going to miss on picks. And, old boy fighting you in the column. Yeah, there's some losses. Ted didn't have a perfect record. Nobody does. But look at that list. You can get to 20 big-time players that Ted drafted in his 12 years, and he should. That's not even 2 a year when you start looking at it from that perspective. Mm-hmm. So when you look at this thing big picture, I believe the best teams, it comes from a place of draft guys, let them grow, let them become the really good players that they are, pay them, and keep that cycle moving, and then have replacements ready when they're 28, 29. I think that is the goal of Brian Gutekunst. I don't think he's been able to execute that at the numbers that he wants. I don't think he wants it to be 1.4. I think he'd love it to be 2.2 draft per draft class, and maybe this is where there's a disconnect. Maybe that is not what Goody wants, but I don't think Goody wants to continue to get into the game of finding cast-offs like a Xavier McKinney. You don't find those guys because good organizations typically keep them.
Still can't believe he was available.
So I don't know if that's going to happen, if Quay Walker's going to go somewhere and ball out. He deleted all of his stuff. It looks like he's gone, unless he's just a posturing move, which could be. And all that Green Bay stuff can get put right back up on his Insta. No problem. But if Quay Walker goes and balls out somewhere, you're going to be thinking now, it's like, well, this Giants just cut a guy. We should pick him up. No, we should have hoped that this would have been Quay. I don't want to get rid of guys in their year 5, 6, and 7. That's when they shine.
Elevator years.
So if that is indeed the case, I don't think that's strategy, and I don't think that is his strategy. I think he is just very selective about who he pays because maybe you're not as proactive paying guys early and you're paying market rate, but I don't have a problem. Like if you're telling me pay Tucker Kraft market rate, sign me up. If you don't believe that Quay Walker's good enough and you can do better, then you better hit. But you're not going to get that in the first 3 days of free agency. You're going to pay top dollar. And if you can get Quay at that's where the math on this is going to be fascinating to watch because you are letting a lot of guys that have played a lot of football that aren't old guys walk out of your building. That's a risky play.
There's another item from the YouTube comments that I want to get to next from Tim. We'll do that, and then we'll get to Homer. I want to remind you to tune in to the new season of Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. I think the last one was narrated by Marcus Johnson, the Bucks legend. Now this one by Charlie Behrens about the 1987 team taking on the world. It's a great listen. It's all about that team, and you'll enjoy every minute of it, and Charlie does a great job with it as well. Find Behind the Bucks on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcast. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. Good question from Tim in the YouTube comments. We'll get to him next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Ben Bruss here from ESPN Milwaukee, and I just want to officially declare I will be dominating Bowling for Babies.
Ben, it's charity bowling. You don't get a championship ring.
There are lanes, there are competitors, and there's going to be great.
Okay, but more importantly, WTMJ Cares Bowling for Babies is going to benefit the Milwaukee Diaper Mission.
So while I'm throwing strikes,
you're helping local families get essential baby supplies.
But we are also competing for 4 tickets to a Green Bay game and a VIP tailgating experience.
Sign up today at WTMJ.com/cares.
Wisconsin weather doesn't wait, and neither should you. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we make upgrading your home simple. Right now, order today and get 0% interest until 2032. You heard me right. 0% interest all the way until 2032. Upgrade your windows and doors now and pay over time without paying interest. With our 10-year limited warranty, you can feel confident in your investment. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. 3/31/2026.
Mark Tauscher here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA, terms and conditions apply.
The
The Greater Milwaukee Golf Show, presented by Old Fashioned Golf, is back at the Mosh Performance Center in Franklin, March 13th through the 15th. The show has been reimagined with a simple goal: turn it into Wisconsin's ultimate golf party. That's why Vibes Golf Club, a group of golf-loving former Badger football players, including Melvin Gordon, will be at the show all 3 days. Plus, Bridgestone will be doing some ball fittings, and Carl's Place will be powering Simulator Alley. To learn more, log on to GreaterMilwaukeeGolfShow.com.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Raise your hand if you're excited about feeling older faster than you should. Yeah, I didn't think so. If you're feeling pain that makes you feel older than you are, there's good news. QC Kinetics patients here in Milwaukee are getting relief, feeling younger, jumping back into life at full speed, and it didn't happen in an operating room. Dr. Caravelli and the team at QC Kinetics and their medical professionals use the latest in regenerative treatments, backed by real science. Treatments that take the tiny, powerful healing tools inside your body and concentrate them right where you need relief. Nothing makes it more real than hearing the real stories behind QC Kinetics. Mike is training for a marathon instead of giving up running. Kathy walked around Disney with her grandkids. Alan is back to work, now climbing ladders like no big deal. All real QC Kinetics patients. The sooner you start treatment, the sooner inflammation eases, and the sooner the joint damage slows down. Find out if you're a candidate for QC Kinetics and their regenerative treatments. Your visit and consultation is absolutely free. Give them a call now at 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298.
Why DIY your frozen pizza toppings when Screamin' Sicilian already went over the top for you? We're talking whole milk mozzarella, heaps of premium meats, a mountain of veggies. Screamin' Sicilian is frozen pizza stacked, no add-ons needed. Mamma mia! Screamin' Sicilian, so loaded with toppings, it's almost cheating. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section and taste what all the screamin' is about.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
We'll get to Homer momentarily. I love the fact that bringing up Weird Al Yankovic, I have like 8 texts from different people, including our old friend Bill Johnson, who's a big Weird Al fan. After we get Kurt Warner on, we'll work to get Weird Al on. Maybe he has a show to promote.
I'm told Treasure Island is a casino 40 minutes outside of Minneapolis.
Oh, so not to be confused with the one.
No, there's a Treasure Island,
Vegas.
unless they knocked that down out in Las Vegas.
Maybe they did. I want to get to this so we can get to Homer on the Yingling hotline. Tim chimes in the ESPN Madison YouTube comments. I have gone back in there. It seems like we've been a little more... there's better decorum in there lately. There's a few folks that aren't in there anymore. I am not in charge of evicting people, for the record, nor have I asked for anyone to be evicted. Free speech, you know. No, I really haven't. I know you're
I'm very skeptical.
Dubious on that, but I've not asked for anyone.
Very, very skeptical.
I just block. If it's really bad, I just block them so I don't see it.
I don't believe in evicting. I just ignore.
Yeah, that's a good approach. Isn't the develop portion of draft and develop a coaching issue? Is it poor drafting or poor coaching? Both Josh Myers and Eric Stokes played better elsewhere. I think Stokes tailed off at the end of the year, but he was playing at a very high level early in the year for the Raiders, supposedly. I have to admit, unlike my Nate Hobbs film study, I did not watch Eric Stokes with the Raiders at all. But I had seen reports that he was playing well.
He was listed in an article as one of the best corners on the market, I was reading the other day.
In the free agency markets?
Yeah.
Because he only signed a one-year deal with them, right?
This offseason, he's listed as one of the best corners available.
I'm intrigued by that. Would they sign him back? And does that count as a second contract to the 1.6? Tausch, what do you make of Tim's point about coaching versus drafting?
Well, as Mike McCarthy would say, it's like anything. You got to have both. Like the coaching and developing the talent is important, and having the right fit and all of the things that I always will tell you. There's a certain amount of players in this league that play anywhere, any position, or any scheme because they're studs. It's a very small percentage of players. Then there's guys that find the right fit and carve out nice careers. Coaching matters. Technique and building confidence, it matters. You see it. Coaching I don't think it's ever been more important than it is right now because of all the transiency and all. It's just different. And you're going with younger players. You need to develop them quicker. And if you can do that, you're going to have more success. So there's a lot on Matt LaFleur and his staff, and I think you could be critical if you want. Maybe they haven't developed guys, and I'm sure they would say, well, it's not our ingredients. The old Bill Parcells quote. You want me to, cook this great meal, but you don't let me go get any groceries. I think those are all, it's a potato-patata deal. And in this case, I think it's more, especially early on picks, are you hitting? Because nobody wants good players walking out of your building. And I think we're going to have some good players walk out of the building. Now, again, there's cost with everything. And I think this offseason, I think there was a plan when you drafted Jordan Morgan. You knew you were probably going to let Sheeto go. Because you got a lot, you probably felt like you squeezed everything out of that sponge you could get. And now you're going to get a third-round pick probably for that. That's valuable. And that's the balance that, Goody and Russ have to look at. So it is a potato-patata. They're both are in play, but I would argue that coaching has never been more important. It's always been important, scheme and everything else, but really teaching guys up because now college kids are coming in older. They're coming in with playing under more different systems. There's not a ton of consistency. I think you have more room to grow guys as coaches than you ever have before because in the past, and that's why I think people love Iowa players so much more because they're staying. You don't have the same amount of guys leaving.
Great point.
And they're getting that coaching that obviously was, you can say what you want about Iowa. They've done a hell of a job developing especially big talent, big boys, but they develop and coach their guys up. That's how they can stay as relevant in the Big Ten as they have without being the big spenders that some of the other programs are. And that's why there's a value to that. So coaching has never been more important. Development has never been more important in the NFL than it is right now.
You're going to tell us about UW Credit Union, but I have to admit I was hoping that it was going to be Annex Wealth Management because I just got an email informing me that I need to make my catch-up contributions.
You should, yeah.
I'm going to do those, and I will have to check with Brian Jacobson at some point if I did it right.
Yeah.
But for now, just tell us about your love of UW Credit Union and Bucky.
For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here forever. You proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They're going to help you reach your financial goals. And you know what? So many great perks that UW Credit Union offers. Members get their money up to 2 days sooner with early payday. They don't have the fees. Then that beautiful mobile app. I met the dude that invented that app. Beautiful to protect your accounts, to do everything you're looking for. UW Credit Union is your location. Also for home loans. With UW Credit Union's local experts, a great loan at a great rate is never far from home. Join today at uwcu.org. Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions to apply.
Uncle Homer joins us next on the Yingling Hotline. So stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
This is Coach Greg Gard. Strong teams succeed with the right partners. Bank CMG works closely with Wisconsin business owners, offering local insight, modern tools, and honest guidance you can trust. They take the time to understand your goals and help you build something sustainable. Whether you're managing cash flow, planning for growth, or navigating change, having the right banking partner matters. When your business matters, your bank should too. BankCMG.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
We have standards in Wisconsin. Cheese should squeak. Sports and tailgating go hand in hand with brats aplenty. And beef is a delicacy where each bite makes you close your eyes for a second. For 50 years, Bunzel's has been hand-selecting the finest beef, making homemade specialty sausages, and crafting award-winning jerky right here at home. Because Wisconsin is still cattle country, quality isn't optional. It's expected. And after 5 decades, Bunzel's still delivers. Stop in today at 90th and Burleigh or at bunzels.com.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Feeling lucky? Then roll into Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee this March for Lucky Rollers. Every Thursday, we're giving away over $70,000 in prizes. Play with your Potawatomi rewards card for entries, and you can roll out with $550 in reward play. Or get lucky and win your share of $16 grand in cash. Lucky Rollers, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Joining us now on the Yingling Hotline. Oh, that's clever. Little musical change-up. I like it. Joining us now on the Yingling Hotline, the first brewery in the United States, and now it has come to Wisconsin. DG Yingling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. And when I think of people who are very responsible, I think of Steve the Homer True. Homer, good morning. How are you?
Not well. What the hell was the start of that music? What were we doing? Def Leppard?
Oh, little hiccup here. Sorry, my mistake.
Def Leppard.
Sorry.
You're a big Def Leppard guy. We wouldn't pay for Def Leppard anymore. We paid for all that, and we still had problems.
I never got that.
You a
saw
Weird
Boss.
Al guy? I could see you liking Weird Al.
Yeah, where do you stand
Yeah,
on
I
Weird
like
Al?
it. I mean, I like his creativity. Not really interested, but I get it.
Okay. Are
wouldn't
you
pay a penny
ready for some hot Big East basketball tournament action?
Did you say hot?
Excuse me?
Yeah, it's hot. It's
hot.
I need therapy. I don't know what to do. I've never experienced this before.
What's that?
You need therapy. Oh boy.
Losing.
We're here for you.
Losing. It stinks.
That's not fun,
Horrible.
is it? No.
No.
Nope, it's not.
I see a game, I won't say which one, where all the fans are upset because both fans of both teams figure they're going to lose, but somebody's got to win.
You would
Nobody-
think. Sometimes winning's
and then
losing.
somebody
though.
did.
Sometimes winning's
Yeah,
losing.
no, it's.
Did it involve the Bucks?
No, I mean, they can't guard a parked car. I don't understand. I mean, I wish I was the coach. You guys, do you even know where they're standing on the floor? I mean, it's
Who, the
they're
coach?
a total mess.
The coach or the players?
I don't know which it is. It's both when it's that bad. But,
Yeah, it's been tough.
I mean,
tough hoop season down there at Fiserv for both squads.
yes.
Okay.
But anyway,
So you're
thanks
saying
for
that
asking.
Great breakdown.
Marquette's struggles have been what you're referring to, though.
Yeah, because so you win tonight or whatever, then you're playing at the end of the conference tournament. You hope you can win a couple games, but it's all about next year, even though you're playing this year.
Well, the Packers aren't like that, and we spent a pretty extended period of time, both earlier in the week and just now, with your favorite doctor, Brian Bulaga, talking about the Packers and the comparison between Goody's track record with fewer drafts and Ted Thompson's draft record. Would you say that in your long, illustrious career, you may have underappreciated how good Ted Thompson was at his job?
Great question.
Never. No, never. He's not Ron Wolf, but he's close. Excuse me. He won a title. Won a Super Bowl. That puts you.
Are you okay? Do you need a second? Need a drink of water?
We do miss Ted.
No. I'm good. I got this new thing at Dunkin' Donuts. So I have like a drink that's like 10 grams, no sugar, which of course, so it's pretty good. A blueberry, something. But anyway, back to I
Is
never
there protein in it?
Isolated.
They sell ice cream?
All I care is the team that the person put together. Draft is part of it. Free agents are part of it. The greatness of Ted Thompson was getting Charles Woodson. Maybe he got lucky, was available, did it. But putting a team together, I dislike a discussion of the draft alone because it doesn't matter. It's part. You can draft terribly if you pick up free agents. What kind of team do you put together? How do you release it? And Goody puts a pretty good team together, but it ain't good enough. And it's getting even worse because Seattle is now better than the Packers in every facet. Better GM, better coach. What are your chances of winning? They just got tougher.
So this is interesting because you and I talked for a long time yesterday on the Homer Hour, and you have become, I don't want to use the word obsessed because Tausch is picking on my
That
words
is the
today.
right word.
Hot.
It is the right word.
You're hot on John Schneider. Explain
Not
to me
just
what
Schneider.
has happened here.
They could have had him with the Packers. We're going to have to live year after year when they win another Super Bowl. How the hell did they not hire John Schneider when they could have? How many times could they have hired him? What were the particulars? Because Seattle's going to be better than Green Bay with Schneider in Seattle and whatever Green Bay has. The GM is better, and the coach he hired is better. And now you know what people felt like when they were good, but the Packers were better because they had Ron Wolf. Now, it's tough. You want to make the Super Bowl, you tell me anybody who believes that this upcoming season the Packers are going to be better than Seattle. I got to wait to hear this.
Well, they're going to lose Walker. Their run game's not going to be as strong.
Now, they had two guys. They got another guy. They'll find somebody.
That guy blew his knee out, so he'll be back mid-season maybe.
Charbonnet.
Right.
I don't think the gap is as big as you think. No, there's a gap, no doubt. And I think the Rams, if you make me pick, I'm taking the Rams over Seattle right now.
Ooh, they're in deep trade talks right now, per Adam Schefter.
You've added Seattle now.
Yeah, but
and you have the Rams. That's true.
But I mean, at some point, you get everybody back healthy, and you think that you're built. This roster is built the right way. They're going to be, if they can get their O-line fixed up. I'm not going to tell you Green Bay can't, compete with those two teams. They're below them right now.
No, they can compete. They're not winning anything.
Well, you don't know. I mean, you know how this thing goes.
Yeah, I do. Whatever you want to bet. Whatever you want to bet.
I'm going to wait till we see how this free agency and draft goes.
Out of $100, how much would you bet?
I've listened to you talk with Wilde earlier this week about him saying, well, they could have done this last year. And you make the great point. What's forgotten about last year, even as bad as things went, they could have won the division, and they wouldn't have been a 7th seed. All they had to do is So that's the kind of thing that happens when you're not good enough. That's the kind of thing.
You have to grow, yes, and when you have you have to have some growth and understand how to get off the mat. And this team last year couldn't.
And when you have bad situations, somehow you still find something good out of it.
Yep.
They had a bad situation, totally collapsed. Would they give?
Yeah.
Come on.
And that's why.
And now what do they get into the offensive line? They got so many people missing.
Got a lot of things to plug, and that's where I got a little heated with both Jesse and Jason about championship caliber, and I'm not going to relitigate that. But championship caliber is talent, but it's also mindset, and it's also getting off the mat and having resiliency. Seattle's down
Which
16.
They
Hold up.
By being
Hold
that
up one
far
second.
ahead of the Bears.
Yeah,
Just what you
Seattle is up. If Seattle's down 16 at home, they don't win that game on Thursday night, they ain't in the Super Bowl. Period. Fin. They didn't give in. They competed. Green Bay has an 18-point lead. Green Bay's up 10 with 2-minute warning left, right before the 2-minute warning at Soldier Field to win the division. They win the division. I don't know if they would have ended up going to the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure they get out of the first round. And that's the championship. Well, that's the resiliency, and those are the things that championship caliber teams have that Green Bay didn't. And that was my main point to both of these knuckleheads last week.
And what do you think is going to change that all of a sudden it's going to occur next year?
Micah Parsons being back and being a closer and being able to, because he did finish off a couple of games this last season, maybe being able to stop some of that bleeding. Like we were bleeding when we were playing the Bears in the playoff game. We could not get the tourniquet out, and we bled out. That's part of the process. But the main thing, and what I've said all year about this whole offseason, our ineffectiveness of being able to run the football when we needed to, and even when we didn't need to, is probably the biggest thing we need to fix, because that's how you close up games. That's how you impose things on other teams. You don't sit back and get imposed upon. We threw the ball 75% of the time in the second half, up 18, because we couldn't run it against a bad defense. That should be – those are the flares that are going off, like what we need to do to become more championship caliber. Boom, it's right in front of you.
Talking with Steve the Homer on the Yingling hotline. What was that?
Homer said, keep going. I said, no, I've crescendoed off and finished my point.
Yeah, no, I knew that's what you were doing, and he didn't jump in, so I was resetting with the Yingling hotline. Homer, you and I talked about Malik Willis yesterday for a little while during my visit with you. We're working on getting Kurt Warner, who I saw you would like to have on a weekly basis, but you don't have the money to do it. We would just like to have him on once, and so I reached out to him. But what do you make of Malik Willis as the darling of the free agent class? Because it sounds, and I don't want to speak for Kurt since I haven't talked to him yet, that there's a little bit of skepticism when it comes to how good he may be.
Yeah, I mean, I got it because he says there aren't that many plays, and that's understandable that he would view it that way. I'm a huge fan of Kurt Warner. Anyway, but that doesn't mean we didn't observe the different setups that LaFleur gave him. And the last time, it appeared he gave him everything, and he showed the ability to do everything. So Warner might be right, but I'd still be willing to give it a chance because having seen how his play evolved when giving being given a chance to run all the plays, throw all the passes. And, yeah, the amount of plays is very, very small. But, how much do I have to give? I'd be willing to give it a chance. Yeah, I'll risk my job on him if I was a GM. I don't know how much I have to give and how many years.
Well, out of $100, how much would you bet that he's going to be a good quarterback in the NFL as a starter?
How good am I saying? 75 it, I'd bet, but I don't know how good. I don't know how good is. So,
is it good enough?
Can you win? Could he win a Super Bowl with Seattle? Yes. How about that?
Could he win one with Green Bay?
No.
Could Jordan Love win a Super Bowl with Seattle?
Not. Yes, he could. I thought you were going to say with Green Bay. With Green Bay, no.
Could Sam Darnold win a Super Bowl with Green Bay?
No.
Josh Allen win a Super Bowl with Green Bay?
This is a fun game.
I would. I guess I'd have to say no. I will defer to you on.
Patrick Mahomes win a Super Bowl with Green Bay?
Not anymore.
Joe Burrow win a Super Bowl with Green Bay?
Nope.
Lamar Jackson won a Super Bowl with Green Bay?
The quarterback doesn't get you as much.
Okay, so you're saying none. No quarterback in the entire NFL is winning a Super Bowl with Green Bay, as currently constituted. That's what you're saying. You know that, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I understand. I'm trying to think if that's what I'm saying. But I'm thinking if there is a quarterback, if they could. I don't want to think they're that far away, but yeah, something would have to change.
What makes you feel? What makes you feel that Patrick Mahomes? I know he's got a blown out knee, but he'll be back. Or Josh Allen. What makes you feel like they couldn't? Like, why are you saying that?
Because have we not learned there is only one key to the Green Bay Packers winning a Super Bowl? Defense. For 60 years. 60. You're either first or second in points given up, or you don't win anything in Green Bay. And is their defense capable of being that good? No. They had Hall of Fame quarterbacks for how many years? 25? Whatever. They won twice. When their defense was the best in the league and when their defense was second best in the league. And in the year they lost in the Super Bowl, there was only one difference in that team. The defense wasn't as good.
So, Homer, Evan asked us this on his Tuesday appearance when he was on our Yingling hotline.
Yes.
Would you rather have the Seattle scenario over the last 20-some-odd years at quarterback or how the Green Bay Packers have approached the quarterback position?
It all depends on how many Super Bowls I get. Nothing matters.
That's not what I'm asking. It's about who's playing quarterback. What would you, as an owner or a GM, want as Steve the Homer True running one of these teams? Do I want the stud quarterback, or do I want to be bouncing around and hoping?
I want a stud quarterback before I have to give him the big contract. That's what's changed. I want a stud quarterback early, and then after that, then it's
so
all
once you would have to pay your stud quarterback, you wouldn't do it.
No,
okay.
I don't believe the
Aaron
Packers.
Rodgers plays 5 years, he wins a Super Bowl, gets 2 MVPs, and you're going to let him walk in year 6? That's what you're telling me?
I don't know that I'd let him walk, but I'm just.
Well, you just said you're not going to pay him.
Do I have to pay him right then? I might pay. I don't know. It's like you're wishing to be good, but you're not going to win it. You asked me what's the best part. If I don't pay Rodgers, who do I have at quarterback? Do I have another young quarterback, or do I have nobody at quarterback?
You're telling me
they believe that the Packers system works is crap, oversold. It's successful, but it doesn't work as much as it used to.
You think so? The Packers system of building and getting Hall of Fame quarterbacks doesn't work. That's your thesis.
Not any more than others who have taken the other approach and won just as many. They've won 2 Super Bowls in 30 years. Let's look at all the other teams that have won 2 Super Bowls. Let's look at the New York Giants. And would I take crap for the other years if I get the same number of Super Bowls every day and twice on Sunday?
It's such bull.
I'll not win.
And I just heard you crying about Marquette not being able to win a game. You couldn't even get through this season with Marquette
I don't know how to
stinking.
handle losing.
And you tell me you're going to do that for 9 years?
Yeah,
No, you're not.
If I had a championship, I don't have a championship.
You got
How did
77.
Brewer fans feel? Who would you rather be? I wasn't doing the games then.
You got the Final Four with Wade.
Are you people incapable of knowing the pain that Brewer fans feel? They've never done it. Think of Bucks fans.
Are you people?
I love the fact that Homer just said Aaron Rodgers could win a Super Bowl in his first 5 years as a starter. He could win an MVP, and he's not going to re-sign him because he believes that.
I just said it depends what others available at quarterback.
No, you.
What I'm telling you is the idea that the Packers system has been great. Yes, they've been competitive all those years, but it ain't about being competitive, as everybody's learning right now.
So maybe
What's the value of being competitive right now?
Homer, quick question. So
Yeah.
we have been told, basically my whole NFL life, that the league is quarterback driven. You're telling me it's not.
Not as much. Check to see how teams have done with quarterbacks before they pay the big contract. I think the cap it's still quarterback driven, but not to the same degree. That's the point I want to make, and I want you to study it.
I'm going to have to. I'll say this. I am going to revisit my thought process because I have been staunchly, partially because I have grown up in it. I've lived it. I've always had a great quarterback in my time in the NFL. Always. And I loved what that brings. And what you're saying is, yes, that's great, but it doesn't bring more success than doing it different ways. And Green Bay has never done it a different way. We've always had it where we've had a high-priced quarterback, or we were in the process of doing that. And has that led to the yield of championships that we would want? Those are the questions, right?
Yeah, the answer is no. My concern is the change with teams before you pay the big money to the quarterback and what happens there. That's not been an aspect talked about until recently, and I think it factors in. You still got to have a quarterback at a certain level, and how hard is that to find? Seattle got lucky. They wanted Smith to come back. He turned him down.
Mm-hmm. That is a left out part of that story.
That is a very good point. Homer, we know we need to let you go.
Homer,
We've kept you
I'm
too
going to
long.
tell you this, Homer. That was a great appearance by you.
I'm in Providence, Rhode Island, so you can do
we don't
whatever
care.
you want.
Let's be honest. Okay.
Well, that's why he went to Duncan.
What do you mean?
What?
Let's
Oh,
be
he's in
honest?
Providence.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it's
let's
like
be
Duncan
honest.
Well,
USA.
you always tell us no. You tell us not to talk about it. You always say, "Don't talk about it. We don't get it." It's what you always tell us.
What?
About Marquette,
Between
Providence.
The Packers? Between the Packers and Marquette. No, I'm just saying I'm available. I don't have to do my Uber drive. Not that I'm wanting to necessarily talk about Marquette.
Gotcha.
Packers rule over everything. Packers rule over my family when it comes to this show.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy your
problem with
Duncan, and hopefully a Marquette win. So you can
Providence. What is Providence known for food-wise? A bowl of chowder or what?
Yeah, what do you do in Providence?
What's Providence? What's the Providence food that you have to go try?
I don't.
I know that's not your deal, but what if it's somebody that was a foodie? Somebody that was a foodie.
I think it's probably Italian because they say all the people from the mob live here.
Yeah, it's true.
Like the
Is
boss
that
of the
right?
mob. And
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a guy from Marquette who was the mayor, and then he went to prison, and then he came back, and he was the mayor again. So
I don't feel real comfortable
I
talking about this.
What?
You asked for it.
I did. No, I didn't ask for you to tell me about the mafia relations.
Yeah,
and
but you
I asked
set
about
it
the
of
food.
You let
Every
us
time
down.
I think of
That's why
that,
I said
the
Italian.
best food
That's why I
scene in
said
a
I think
movie
Italian.
ever is in Goodfellas when old boy's in prison and he's cutting that garlic up with a razor blade and so thin that it melts in the hot skillet. That's as good as it gets from a food perspective in a movie.
Okay. Homer, we enjoyed our time with you today. Bring home a W for Marquette. Thanks.
You guys are trying to get us you guys trying to get us offed? What the hell are you doing?
Again. Bye, Homer.
I'm just going to tell you, I don't want any part of that conversation. Pull me out. I'm going to hit that unsubscribe button I do on text chains that I kind of. I unsubscribe from that. Pull me out of that conversation.
I've never
Joe.
thought about what the best food scene in a movie is before, but I don't think that's it.
What is?
I don't know. I haven't thought
When you're
about
talking
it.
about guys are in prison,
I'll have
man.
what he's having
he gets
or whatever.
this and he brings out. He's got limited amount of.
You're Jesse, you're not going to get enough credit for that if I don't stop him right now.
What did you
when
say?
Harry met Sally, when she eats the sandwich, really well done.
That's more sensual than it is food.
That's
but
the
it's
best
still
food that's an
food is at the
iconic
center
movie
of the
scene.
scene.
No.
I'll have what
Cooking.
she's having.
You didn't say cooking scene. You said food scene.
Yeah. You guys are just a bunch of old horn dogs, man.
Now
You're
that,
just
now that we're all
horn dogged
yelling,
up.
now that we're all yelling, it seems like a good time to talk about that limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling and dealing, son of a gun. Woo! God, this is so bad on my vocal cords.
Your reads have gotten markedly better. Like,
big
but in
improvement.
fairness, you literally had nowhere to go but up. You're starting to crush these.
Most improved read so far in
100%,
2026.
not even close.
Yeah.
These reads are like that scene in Goodfellas when they're cutting garlic. That's how good it is. Ric Flair is coming to Milwaukee March 27th at the Riverside Theater for Thanalysis Live with Thanasis Antetokounmpo and the WWE Hall of Famer and global icon. Not a cameo, not some rinky-dink 5-minute interview. Woo! This is a full live show. High energy, unfiltered storytelling, behind-the-scenes moments that you've never heard. If you know Thanasis, you know he's going to bring the juice as well. The energy, the laughs, the surprises. And when Ric Flair grabs a mic, anything can happen. Tickets are limited, so don't wait. Get yours today at taliveshow.com. That's taliveshow.com. Thanalysis Live, March 27th at the Riverside Theater, presented by Gruber Law Offices and Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Woo! More Wilde Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
What's up, everybody? March 27th, go get your tickets. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be me, Thanasis Antetokounmpo, my co-host, Tony C, and Nature Boy. Woo! Ric Flair. It's going to be nice. It's going to be dope. You guys are going to love it. It's going to be an experience, and we're going to have a lot of fun. It's basically a party/podcast.
Yeah, we're throwing a party at the Riverside, March 27th, taliveshow.com. Who's the guest again? Can I get a woo? Woo! With Ric Flair. Can't wait.
See you guys.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. And from now through March 8th, our listeners get 40% off all Iron Jock t-shirts and polos with the code SPRING40. Iron Jock helps you look good, smell good, and keep showing up. Shop now at ironjock.com.
Wendy's has a new Girl Scout Thin Mints Frosty Fusion with Girl Scout Thin Mints cookie pieces, rich creamy frosty, and a mint chocolate cookie sauce. Which means Girl Scout Thin Mints and Wendy's Frosty, yeah, they're basically best friends now. It's like two delicious desserts just high-fived, snapped a few too many friendship selfies, and then rode a tandem bike down a never-ending road of mint chocolate frosty perfection. So, swing by Wendy's and try the new Thin Mints Frosty Fusion.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Progressive knows life takes you in many directions.
Bear right at exit 32, then begin to wonder why you never bought a fish tank. In 1.3 miles, you'll realize you've been mispronouncing epitome your whole life. At the roundabout, you will remember you said something at dinner you wish you hadn't, and will think about it for decades. You have arrived at your destination, but it turns out there really is no destination, and life just keeps going.
Wherever life takes you, protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Buying or selling a home isn't just a transaction. It's one of life's biggest decisions.
That's why clarity, trust, and the right guidance matter, especially in the ever-changing market.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
I'm John Lorenz.
And I'm Taylor Mangini. Our team delivers a white glove experience at every price point, combining expert negotiation, local insight, and genuine care.
Get started today with a team you can trust at wendorfteam.kw.com.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
Driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
I don't want this to be lost in the debate of great cooking scenes in movies. And apparently, when Big Cat chimes in and talks about how legendary that scene that Tausch referenced is.
You're not a mafia movie guy, though.
Well, I feel like I was inaccurately painted as some sort of mafia instigator just because the point was made by Homer, which is
nest.
accurate.
I'm just not interested in that nest being stirred.
He's a Steve McQueen guy.
Yeah,
I am a Steve McQueen guy, yes. By the way, for all the grief I took, I sent that picture with how it's saved on our DVR, and Tausch still just continues to claim that I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to Steve McQueen.
I don't think you're a Steve McQueen guy. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't.
I do. I have a friend who was a big fan, turned me on to his movies.
Sure
anyway, you know what I am a big fan of? You winning on Prize Picks, because then I am happier because you're happier.
That's right. And now is the time. Hoops are here. It is one of the best times of the year to be watching sports and have that phone up with your Prize Picks app. Oh, baby. Download that Prize Picks app. Use code WI to get $50 in lineups. When you play your first $5 lineup, again, that is code WI. Suddenly, every dunk, every three, every big performance matters more, and it is simple to play. It's so simple, I know how to do it. More or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. Your picks are right, you cash in. Build lineups across all the sports, and pretty much everything is going right now. I like the flexibility, too. You get flex play. If you want a bigger payout, you go power play. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use that code WI for $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks is good.
To be right about the word dunk. We will start the 11 o'clock hour with breaking news regarding a Packers free agent. We'll tell you who it is and whether he's coming back or going elsewhere in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Tired of waking up exhausted? That dad bod weighing you down? Let's get you back to the old you. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, your hormones could be out of balance. At Mentality, we'll dig into what's really going on, then build a personalized, science-backed plan using hormone therapy and peptide treatments to get your brain and your body back on track. So stop telling yourself you're just getting older. Book your appointment now at lowtusa.com. Right now, all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250. Go to lowtusa.com.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Hey Tom, I want a new hoop for the kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got mine from Precision Sports over 10 years ago. They helped me choose the right hoop, installed it, and even painted my court lines.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Amore, pepperoni, amore, mozzarella, amore. Screaming Sicilian,
Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza. More toppings, more flavor. More is amore.
Start your Milwaukee weight loss program now to lose weight fast. Many lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Call for your free consultation. 262-235-3980. 262-235-3980 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary. We are the home of green and gold off-season coverage. 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch begins now. It will include news of a trade in the National Football League
to a big-time contender.
Indeed.
That I have put ahead of the G&G as we
will
sit here
get to
today.
that after we get to the breaking news with the Green Bay Packers.
Now this is some breaking news.
He does not factor into that equation of 1.6 draft picks getting second contracts. Spent some time with the Miami Dolphins. But the Packers picked him up a couple of years ago from the Dolphins after they cut him. Running back Chris Brooks, their number 3 running back behind Josh Jacobs and Emmanuel Wilson, getting a 2-year deal worth $4.85 million per One West Sports Group, which is his agency. Tausch, I would say this about Chris Brooks, and I think you would agree, but I'm going to test it out. He's the kind of guy you want on your team.
Yep. Yeah, it seems like he'll do whatever's asked. If he's going to play special teams, if he's going to be more of a pass protector, he catch the ball in the backfield. Solid, especially at the dollar value. That's a solid play, a solid pickup, or solid move by Green Bay to solidify some things. But I don't think they're going to bank on Marshall and Lloyd being back. I mean, they'll hope. Hope is not a strategy. I think they're going to. I would bet of the draft picks that the G&G have, they will go for a home run hitting, limousine riding, whatever else is going on, tailback to come into the G&G.
Meanwhile, as Tausch mentioned, the Los Angeles Rams are at it again. Blank dem picks.
I saw. I actually fell for something on AI until it got so ridiculous because Les Snead, their GM, was talking about blanking them picks, and then he was talking. I mean, he started going, and as it was going, I was like, "This can't be real." And then it was more and more.
Well, it's good that you were skeptical.
I was very, very skeptical.
Have cautious eyes and ears.
My skepticism was rewarded
online.
Because I was going to send that over to the boys here to get, we
fell for the banana in the tailpipe.
I did not.
Almost.
I pulled that banana out of the tailpipe.
Great work by you.
Thank you.
So this is actual news from Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport and
What
Tom
is Shefty
Pelissero.
getting after Florio about? That's fun. I like it. Insider on Insider Crime.
I didn't see that.
Carnell Tate's 40 time apparently is a hot issue.
I'm I can't believe I'm going to say this potentially, but I think I might be Team Florio on that. I was having a conversation about that
I don't even
yesterday.
care what it is. I'm still going to go Team Chef.
Yeah, I know you are on this specific topic, but we're not talking about anybody's 40 time. We're talking about a huge trade in the NFL. Trent McDuffie, the Kansas City Chiefs stud corner, Pro Bowl All-Pro corner, to the Rams. Here's what the Rams are giving up for him. Their first-round pick this year. Number 29
they have
overall.
two of them, so they're keeping their better of their two.
So number 29 overall.
That means they're probably not going to get a QB because that was
and a fifth-round pick.
Okay.
And a sixth-round pick. And a 2027 third-round pick.
I blanked them picks. Kansas City can't pay this cat. The Rams obviously are going to sign him to a big fat extension before they make this trade, I would think.
Correct, but they needed help in their secondary, and they pay a pretty price. You mentioned it. You have them ahead of the Seattle Seahawks, who are the defending champs.
Mm-hmm.
What does this mean? Much like the Drew Dalman story is interesting. It's interesting on its face, but it's also interesting because of the impact it has on the Packers.
I think the Rams felt like they missed their opportunity this year, and they want to make sure they're not going to miss it again by not being incredibly proactive. Their team is getting a little older. They have
Especially
a quarterback. Their quarterback and Devontae, who knows how many years they have left to play at a high level. They got a great MVP season from Stafford, and they fell short because their special teams didn't get it done. And then they fire the special teams coach. And then, by the way, they have I think it was their defensive coordinator or their secondaries coach. Secondary wasn't very good. Seattle and Sam Darnold kind of lit them up a little bit. Rip, you're gone. And what are we going to do about it? We're not going to stand pat. We're going to go make a big, bold move because I want to make sure our locker room and our fans know we're going for it. And everybody that said, the Rams got to take them forever to rebuild, all this other stuff, didn't. They had a year or two that maybe they weren't that great. But then they're back right at it. They've been right in the mix here for 2 or 3 years. So I can understand. My guess is this is going to be received in Packerland as must be nice. Must be nice. I don't know how that whole song goes, but I know that's part of the Hamilton soundtrack.
It must be nice. It must be nice to have Washington on your side.
When you say that you're a Hamilton fan and a Wicked fan, I believe you. When you say you're a Steve McQueen limousine rider, that's when I'm okay. But in this case, I do believe Packer fans are going to look at this and say, the Rams are doing it the way we should be doing it.
Well, we'll see. We don't have time for calls, though, because we need to play trivia next.
We shall see. Is that in there, too?
I don't think so. It is Wisconsin Geography Wednesday.
Oh, I love that.
Which is another thing that I like Hamilton and Wicked and Steve McQueen and Bullets.
I got an idea I want to run by you boys, too.
Okay, well, write it down
Is
so you don't
now
forget.
the time, or would you like to do
Well,
that?
now's the time. Now's the time.
No, we're going to play trivia next.
Okay, it's not
Caller
the time.
18 right now, 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Caller 18 will play Wisconsin Geography Wednesday trivia. Now, another thing that you probably
Is it
know
not
that
double
I'm...
trivia? Single trivia?
Just one.
It's just single. We've played each of the first 2 days of the week. Another thing that you wouldn't believe I'm a big fan of, I'm not a big gambler. That's not my thing. But I'm a huge fan of Potawatomi because there's all kinds of things you can do there without having to necessarily play slots. Or they've got the best slots, they've got the best table games, they've got everything you're looking for. But for me, I'm looking for an escape. And you don't need to hop on a plane or board a cruise ship to feel like you've escaped because your next getaway is waiting right in Milwaukee at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. You start with the stay. The biggest hotel rooms in Milwaukee, nearly 500 beautifully designed rooms and luxury suites perfect for a weekend reset, a date night, or celebrating something big. And if you want room service, absolutely. Plus, you're just steps away from everything that is happening inside. And if you're hungry, you've got options, and a lot of them. Premium steaks at Dream Dance Steakhouse. Pizza, burritos, and quick bites at the Marketplace. Rockin' Brews for a high-energy vibe. Canal Street Cafe. Cream City Coffee Company. Food and drink specials happening all the time. And if you're planning a wedding, a birthday, or an anniversary, their event spaces are built to make it unforgettable. Sophisticated relaxation, incredible flavor, and a full night out all in one place. Elite play, luxury stay. Bet on flavor at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. We'll play trivia next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Don't miss a moment of the basketball tournament action this March at 3rd Street Market Hall, home to your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 20 locally owned food vendors, a 30 self-serve beer wall, over 50 HD TVs, plus game day specials. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch. 3rd Street Market Hall is your downtown home for basketball this March.
Join Cousins Club Rewards today. Grab your first sub and your next one could be free. After your first qualifying purchase, you'll earn a free sub and start collecting points for free food, exclusive deals, and even Cousins gear. Sign up today. It's fast and easier than ever on the Cousins Subs app. Earn points online, on the app, or in store. However you enjoy Cousins Subs, your rewards are right at your fingertips. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
Recalculating route. Estimated arrival time. Never.
For people with nasal congestion, snoring, or sleep apnea, finding a solution feels like a never-ending road trip.
First stop, my primary doctor. Then the pharmacy. Then a sleep specialist. Then an ENT.
What if there was just one destination for all your problems?
Welcome to Advent, Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care in one location. Over 95% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
You have arrived at Clear Breathing.
Wisconsin weather doesn't wait, and neither should you. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we make upgrading your home simple. Right now, order today and get 0% interest until 2032. You heard me right. 0% interest all the way until 2032. Upgrade your windows and doors now and pay over time without paying interest. With our 10-year limited warranty, you can feel confident in your investment. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. 3/31/2026.
Make your next activation or event a slam dunk with Captivate Exhibits, your leader in transforming spaces and creating brand experiences that truly stand out and connect. If you can dream it, Captivate can design it, build it, and activate it. From trade shows and events to enhancing interior spaces like your lobby, history wall, or break room, Captivate Exhibits turns ideas into highlight reels. With over 32 years of award-winning experience, Captivate delivers every time, always beating the buzzer. Get started with your next big idea today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
The Greater Milwaukee Golf Show, presented by Old Fashioned Golf, is back at the Mosh Performance Center in Franklin, March 13th through the 15th. The show has been reimagined with a simple goal: turn it into Wisconsin's ultimate golf party. That's why Vibes Golf Club, a group of golf-loving former Badger football players, including Melvin Gordon, will be at the show all 3 days. Plus, Bridgestone will be doing some ball fittings, and Carl's Place will be powering Simulator Alley. To learn more, log on to GreaterMilwaukeeGolfShow.com.
Ben Brust here for the Princely Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princely Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princely Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princely Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
We'll get to Whoa Nelly and whatever Tausch wants to test out on us that I hope he wrote down.
Yep, I communicated with Jesse like we, as a great show does. We don't always bring everything up on air. We have some ideas, and we'll make sure you're up to speed if we can execute. I think it'll be fun. Real fun.
In the meantime,
it's a game you'll have to play instead of passing all the time.
He could pass. Heard that was entertaining when you pass.
I hear a lot of people enjoyed that.
Do you want to play the few?
I
Nope.
played it smart.
I'm passing. I'm not taking anything.
Well, part of the game.
But you haven't even buzzed in yet. Yep, I still pass. Jason, what he did in that game is essentially not hitting the buzzer to play Family Feud.
You had every opportunity on the last song to say, "Go ahead, do it in 9 notes," but
nope,
instead
you're not
you
up in
bid
the
8.
top 10. Jason, would you like to answer? Nope. I'm going to pass to the other team.
I'm going to ignore you, and I'm going to play trivia instead with Sam and Kenosha because it's time now for Wilde Tausch Trivia.
Right. Nah.
Presented by Iron Jock and Cousin Subs.
I'm going to pass on both showcases.
Wilde Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Iron Jock, performance apparel that actually performs. No stink, just performance, and proudly Wisconsin built. Shop now at ironjock.com. And by Cousin Subs. It's lobster season at Cousin Subs. Their lobster salad sub is fresh, flavorful, and only here for a limited time. Try it today.
Can you decide to not spin the wheel in Wheel of Fortune? Because you can still win if you just bet, but then you have to guess the...
You got to solve the puzzle.
Yeah. That might be a game that Jason shouldn't sign up for, is Wheel of Fortune.
Is anybody a sorer loser than you? Like, you lost the game. The strategy worked.
No, it didn't.
It did.
But it
You
did.
lost.
A sore loser? You didn't play. I played against
did
myself.
play.
I lost against myself. Yes, I agree with that. I didn't lose to you.
Just have to keep beating yourself. Let's welcome in our contestant. It is Sam in Kenosha. Sam, good morning. Would you like to play trivia, or would you like to see if Tausch can get all the questions right or wrong?
I would like to play, but, I guess if you could help me if that's in the room, that'd be fine.
No, we can't. We can't allow that. But we admire your competitive spirit.
But he's going to answer. He's not going to pass. Right? We just want to make sure.
Yes, he is choosing to play.
It would be really fun if somebody came out and just wielded it.
Cut. Hey, since he's in the Everlight Solar Source, can you just turn off his mic so we can play?
Yeah. Bad news is he can turn it back on here. It's actually better when he's in his undisclosed location.
Yeah, boy. Boy, you can't silence me.
Question 1, Sam. I hope you really enjoy your experience today. Question 1 is this.
I am.
Jesse Nelson returns from Bowl-Stream TV's call of the 2026 Wisconsin High School Bowling State Championships this Sunday. Hosted in which of these cities located just outside of Wausau that shares its name with one of my fellow Packers beat reporters? Is it Weston, Hubertus, or Domovskigo?
It's pretty good.
I'll go with B.
Hubertus? It is being hosted in Weston, Wisconsin. And Jesse Nelson will be on the call with Pete Weber.
Emil Williams Jr., my co-broadcaster and the founder of Bullstream TV.
But you also have someone else joining you? You were working on the pronunciation?
From the PWBA, the women's tour, Daria Payonk.
Payonk.
Yep.
You
Daria.
got it. Good work.
PWBA Tour Champion, Daria Payonk, scheduled to appear on the broadcast.
Daria Payonk Acord.
Sunday morning.
Question 2, Sam, let's bounce back.
Did I do too much with question 1? Because I thought, the promotion was fun. The beat writer thing was fun. I feel like I might have thrown Sam off with doing a little too much.
I think you probably did. Hubertus is an actual place, though.
It is.
So
Not near Wausau, though.
and not the host of the Bullstream TV
Yeah,
call.
I'll say it. The question sucked. Continue.
That's not very nice.
Well, it was tough. It was tougher than it should be for question 1.
I would agree.
Continue.
Question 2, Sam, let's bounce back. Latitudinally. Woo! Ric Flair. Which of these high schools featured this week in postseason basketball games on Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania on ESPN? What is this? All promotion?
Doesn't hurt.
It's a big weekend of preps. Big week. I would say probably the best weekend of preps. You got girls sectionals, you got boys regionals, you got hockey championships. Yep. It's as good as it gets.
State hockey
and there's
and
state
bowling.
wrestling, I think, too.
Team wrestling.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. This is like opening weekend of March Madness.
This is the divisional round of the NFL this weekend for Wisconsin sports locally.
All right, Sam, let's get this question right. Which of these high schools is located farthest south?
Demofskyville.
Farthest south. Is it Edgewood High School, Milton High School, or Elkhorn High School?
I know this one.
Elkhorn.
Yep. Elkhorn is correct.
Nicely done, Sam. Good bounce back. All right, question 3 is this. In which Wisconsin city, I'm going to ask this question very slowly. In which Wisconsin city is Laconia High School located? Is it located in Fredonia, Rosendale, or Jackson?
Can you say just the name of the school again?
I would love to. In fact, I'll just give you the whole thing. I'll do it slowly. Laconia High School. Is it located in Fredonia, Rosendale, or Jackson?
Tough question.
Yes.
I have no idea, so I will go with A.
Fredonia. Tausch, you have a guess?
I'm going to say Rosendale because I feel like I see a sign for Laconia around Rosendale. Could be wrong, but that's what I'm guessing.
Did no one pick up on Jason's hidden clues?
I tried, and maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe it's cheating.
What is his hidden clue?
Multiple times I said I was doing it slow. I don't know if this helps Sam. He lives in Kenosha.
Yeah, it's a long way
But
away.
if you have made the Madison to Green Bay trek, you know that you better slow down in Rosendale on Highway 26.
I got it right.
Yeah, the buzzer's for the
I have
contestant,
heard of
not for you.
Yeah.
Oh, you buzzard me! Sam, you got 1. That means you got 2 entries into Friday's drawing. And hey, we've had people with 1 entry win, so you got a chance with 2. We appreciate your loyalty to the show, buddy. Thanks.
Thank you.
Sam usually says "love you guys," and
I think he's irritated.
After those questions,
I
I
don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't blame him at all for being irritated. I wouldn't say "love you guys" either if I was him after that.
Hey, I could say "love you guys" to us and say, but not you, Jesse.
Yeah, but I think it's a unit, right? It's a
Yeah,
unit.
we're all
and
together.
We're a team.
Yeah,
Last night
all
checked.
in this together.
I don't think we gave him a fair crack there. That's
I would
tough.
tend to agree.
That's a Friday trivia.
Nah, if you really think about it, that first question wasn't that hard. There's a lot of things
The
lead
problem was that Hubertus is a real place.
Well, I can't just give him the free answer. Like, you want to.
No, there should be 2. Yeah, I guess you know what, Jell, I'm going to come around on
Hubertus
this.
is nowhere near Wausau.
Where is Hubertus?
It doesn't. I would just say this
Holy
about
Hill
Sam.
region, I think.
Oh, beautiful area, especially in the
fair-
foliage season.
In fairness to Sam, he has not driven from Madison to Green Bay, so he didn't
How
get
do you
Rosendale.
know?
Well, clearly not. He would have gotten the Rosendale thing.
Nah, it's not as easy as you'd think.
Bottom line, he got 1 right, and I didn't like the questions. But Tausch can walk that back if he wants. Since you guys were, I don't want to say conspiring, that's not the word I'm looking for, but discussing whatever Tausch's great idea was, is that coming up next now?
No, this is an off-air deal.
Long way away.
Yeah, we got ways to go.
You'll probably never
It's just a seedling that we're hoping will hatch.
You wouldn't like it anyway.
Okay. I do like the fact that Kurt Warner texted me back, so we're working on getting him on the program.
We could tape after. Let's see. Unless he's on Eisen today.
No word yet from Weird Al Yankovic.
All right.
That is Wilde Tausch Trivia presented by Iron Jock and Cousin Subs. Whoa Nelly is next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends, if it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Imagine working with a contractor that quits halfway through a project or never calls you back when you have questions. Or worse, takes your money and you never see them again. Unfortunately, we hear about them all the time. Hi, this is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and Siding Unlimited is absolutely not that company. Siding Unlimited has been doing business for 32 years, proving to be an honest, ethical, and forthright company. If you're looking for the honest guys for your next siding, windows, roofing, and doors project, stop by sidingunlimited.com today.
Beautiful day for Brewers baseball. Brats in one hand, your Brewers checking card from Associated Bank is in the other. And with a tap, it's 20% off gear at the Brewers team store. An express entry so you can tailgate longer. And up to 50% off home game tickets. All that power, all for the crew. Only with Brewers checking from Associated Bank. Join the crew at AssociatedBank.com/Brewers. Member FDIC.
Grab the dial and crank it up, baby, because Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is spinning its Winning Hits collection. Over the next 3 months, you could win a share of over $1 million in prizes. On top of thousands in cash and reward play, you could win one of 3 new Ford vehicles in the grand finale drawings on March 27th. Just play with your rewards card to earn entries. Press play on the Winning Hits collection, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. And Wisconsin beer fans, the wait is over. Yuengling is finally here. That's right, America's oldest brewery has officially arrived in Wisconsin for the very first time. Get your Yuengling in bottles, cans, and half barrels. This month, we'll be running special promotions with all Yuengling purchases. Stop in and see why fans across the country have loved Yuengling for generations. If you've been patiently waiting for Yuengling to finally make its way here, that wait is over. Now is the time. At Discount Liquor, we stock over 15,000 varieties of beer, wine, spirits, and mixers, all at the lowest prices in town. From unique craft brews to hard-to-find whiskeys and unforgettable wines, we're your one-stop shop for every occasion. Visit us in Milwaukee at 51st in Oklahoma or downtown Waukesha at Barstow in Maine. Discount Liquor, where selection meets savings. Stop in and grab some Yuengling.
Discount Liquor.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Time now for Lonelli.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde Tausch.
Tausch, I want to leave it up to your choice. You choose the adventure today.
Oh, well, dealer's choice. I like that.
You want to do free agency?
Call an ace.
No.
Call an ace.
You want to do NFL free agency, mock drafts, or college basketball?
College hoops.
College
It's
hoops.
March. I'm awake.
It is.
Whoa, Nelly!
Doug Gottlieb's Green Bay Phoenix with a win in the opening round of the Horizon League men's basketball tournament last night, and they are on to the semifinals in Indianapolis.
Let's go.
Later
All right.
this week. From 4 wins in his first season to 18 wins and a chance
To have a
try
chance.
and win their way into the dance.
Yeah, a chance to the dance.
Should we praise the job that Doug Gottlieb has done more than we have in one of the biggest turnarounds in college basketball this year?
Absolutely. I have been very complimentary once he quit his other job. Like, I thought it was absurd that he thought he could pull that off, and he knew it, but he liked that scratch, which I can respect. I mean, he wanted to keep that scratch. He realized that, coaching a Division I basketball program and trying to be successful, you better pour your heart and soul into it. There's guys sleeping on couches.
Wilde
not seeing
Tausch
their
is
families,
presented by
and he's
Palo
doing a
Windows
3-hour
and Doors
talk
of
show?
Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from...
He knew that. And is it a direct correlation? Yeah, it is. It's a direct correlation. So I think looking back at it, I was very, very critical of him. And now I'm very complimentary of him.
He did announce he was stepping back from the radio show about a month into the season. So, the recruiting and the stuff leading into the season, that all happened while he was still doing the show.
If he's still doing the show, they don't have 18 wins. I'm telling you that
Team
right now.
Tausch on this. Yep.
Jason, that's in your neck of the woods. You get to any games this year? You supporting your guy Gottlieb?
I did not. Our pal Kayla Carius and the UWGB women play tonight in their tournament game, their lid lifter in the Horizon League tournament. I was thinking about going. Uncle Charles is here, and he's going to go to the girls' gymnastics practice, and Paul is coaching, so I'm on my own. I was thinking about maybe checking that out, but I have not seen a single Doug Gottlieb coached game.
All right, just wait a second, man. Your best friend is in town, the Godfather, and you're not going to go watch the practice with him? He's going over there by himself when he's staying here? I'm going to be honest with you. That's a curious move. You have been at all these kids' practices for all these years.
I don't go
and
to-
now tonight
no,
you're going to go watch Magnum PI on the telly at Haas?
Gonna go to the Green Bay women's tournament game.
And what? Charles wouldn't want to go to the women's game with you?
No,
tonight?
he wants to watch the girls practice.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch the girls practice. I don't
But
go to
he flew
gymnastics
in to see
practices.
ya.
Right, and we spent last night together. We're spending a couple more days while he's in town.
I'll tell you what, man. You are one of one. Kudos to you, man. You are one of one. I don't know anybody. Nobody is ever going to say, boy, I get Wilde. I understand him. And then what's that quote, Jell? What's that famous quote that we got?
However you can make things easier for me, the more appreciative I'll be.
I don't think that's
Kudos to you.
more or
Yeah,
less.
it's something. Wait, Jason, we'll pull the quotes off of that one and just say
The easier you make it for me, the more appreciative I am. Charles is taking
Hey,
the girls
no
to
doubt,
pray.
man.
That makes him appreciative.
There you
Yeah,
go.
That
Yep.
fits.
Whoa, Nelly!
Really glad I picked that
Yeah,
route.
that's good.
This worked out well for me.
By the way, Kayla Carius, the head coach of the Green Bay Phoenix,
Done a great job, right?
She was named Horizon League Coach of the Year, the first individual in conference history to be named Player of the Year and Coach of the Year at the same school.
Wow. Kudos to her.
Congratulations.
Help me put these pieces together. That's Dan's daughter?
Daughter-in-law.
Dan's daughter-in-law. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure Dan will be at the game tonight.
I'm sure he will be.
Unless he's going over to watch gymnastics with Charles.
Whoa, Nelly!
Which, in this little web that Jason's in, I wouldn't be shocked if that's what happens. No, that one I'd be surprised by.
Senior night at the Kohl Center for Wisconsin hosting Maryland, which allows me the platform for my annual reminder that we should not do senior night at a home game when you're contending for postseason positioning.
You just say get rid of senior nights?
Do it in the non-conference against a team you feel a lot better.
Like earlier in the season?
The Badgers are 14.5-point favorites against Maryland, but we don't need to do senior night festivities and the emotional drain that it is for the senior leaders of the team prior to tip. Wisconsin lost to Penn State at home on senior night a couple of
okay, so
do you want
them to do that against Northern Illinois in October?
Yes.
That's really dumb.
I want them to do it at a separate ceremony where all the sports and you sell tickets for fans to come and acknowledge everybody all together. We've already determined that's a stupid idea. I brought it up with Barry Alvarez. He laughed at me, so we're not going to do that. Next best option is do senior night, like first game of your senior year. Do it for opening night. Do it for opening night of conference play. Don't do it for the last game at home in early March when you're playing with a lot on the line.
I disagree. Just vehemently disagree with you. But, okay.
I mean, I've been proven right several times. Marquette's lost senior day a bunch of times. Wisconsin's lost senior day a bunch of times. We've talked about this almost every year for the 8 years I've been on this show, and almost every time they lose.
All right, if they lose to Maryland by 25, I'll say, Jesse, we need to revisit this. But outside of that, I'm not buying it.
So they could lose by 2 to Maryland as 14.5-point favorites,
they
and
lose
we
by
won't
2,
revisit it.
Okay, if they lose tonight, I'll say we need to revisit this. Now, Gardo's kid's a senior, right?
Yes.
That'll be an
Isaac.
emotional. I know. It'll be an emotional night for Coach. Like a super emotional night. So tonight might be one of those that actually fits where you're at, but you need to honor. To finish your senior season, and to have that, it's a big deal to the parents and to the families, and to do that against Northern Indiana on an October scrimmage, I don't think is going to hit the way this does.
That's the point. It hits, and then the performance lacks when it hits.
Yeah.
So you need to downplay.
Listen, man,
you got to downplay
I
that.
Disagree with you.
Emotional
okay.
night.
Yeah, emotions are part of sports. You have to be able to handle it. That makes you a championship caliber team.
Back to you, Jason.
The YouTube folks would like us to acknowledge more of their commentary. I will try to do that more.
Hey, no.
Not now, because Eisen is waiting.
Also, Dan in Brothertown will not be at the girls' gymnastics practice. He will be at his daughter-in-law's basketball team.
That's kind of what we thought. We just wanted to clarify. That's what we expected. Yep. That was the prediction markets. That's where they trended.
Good prognosticating.
Yeah, really well done.
We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Ben Bruss here from ESPN Milwaukee, and I just want to officially declare I will be dominating Bowling for Babies.
Ben, it's charity bowling. You don't get a championship ring.
There are lanes, there are competitors, and there's going to be great.
Okay, but more importantly, WTMJ Cares Bowling for Babies is going to benefit the Milwaukee Diaper Mission.
So while I'm throwing strikes,
you're helping local families get essential baby supplies.
But we are also competing for 4 tickets to a Green Bay game and a VIP tailgating experience.
Sign up today at WTMJ.com/cares.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. And from now through March 8th, our listeners get 40% off all Iron Jock t-shirts and polos with the code SPRING40. Iron Jock helps you look good, smell good, and keep showing up. Shop now at ironjock.com.
Wendy's has a new Girl Scout Thin Mints Frosty Fusion with Girl Scout Thin Mints cookie pieces, rich creamy frosty, and a mint chocolate cookie sauce. Which means Girl Scout Thin Mints and Wendy's Frosty, yeah, they're basically best friends now. It's like 2 delicious desserts just high-fived. Snapped a few too many friendship selfies, and then rode a tandem bike down a never-ending road of mint chocolate frosty perfection. So, swing by Wendy's and try the new Thin Mints Frosty Fusion.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Progressive knows life takes you in many directions.
Bear right at exit 32, then begin to wonder why you never bought a fish tank. In 1.3 miles, you'll realize you've been mispronouncing epitome your whole life. At the roundabout, you will remember you said something at dinner you wish you hadn't and will think about it for decades. You have arrived at your destination, but it turns out there really is no destination and life just keeps going.
Wherever life takes you, protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Step into spring with a home that's ready for its next season. I'm Mike Wood from Callan. The patio door sale is here. The perfect time to upgrade your space with lasting performance and style. Right now, receive $750 off each installed Infinity by Marvin patio door. This opportunity ends March 31st. Engineered to be 8 times stronger for exceptional durability and performance, these doors deliver beauty, strength, and long-term value. And with smart money options available, making the upgrade now is easier than ever. Request your consultation today at callcallan.com and click the green button. Callan. Design, build, live.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $150,000 in taxes, because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a plan, clarity, and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it, we help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait, call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
Ben Brust here for the Princely Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princely Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princely Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princely Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Medicine's new home.
Before Rich Eisen, a little bit of our Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, yes, good tune.
Royalty-free tunes.
Save
And
the best
Tausch
for
telling
last.
us about AmFam.
Indeed, I will be at the Badger Senior Night, and I think the passion and intensity is going to be fantastic tonight. And I want you to join next year. American Family Insurance does as well. You and 3 friends have the game day of your dreams. You can win on-court access before the game, incredible seats to cheer on your favorite team. Enter the Dream Day sweepstakes now at amfam.com/Badger. Get all that good Badger swag. You get right down, great seats. Get down on the court. Again, amfam.com/Badgers.
That's it for us. Rich Eisen is next. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
At Associated Bank, we thought about speaking like other banks with hoity-toity names like Total Privilege Pay or something. But we don't speak bankish, we speak your language. When we say 2-day early pay, we mean you get paid 2 days early. $50 overdraft grace zone? That's a grace zone of up to $50 if overdrafts happen. And maintenance fee free account? Well, that speaks for itself. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/YouGotThis. Member FDIC.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris talk to NBA content creator, Legend of Winning. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma Brands